What is up, hooligans? And happy freedom. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Hooligans, where we try to make the news suck a little less. I appreciate all of you guys being here. If you're over on Rumble, please hit that like button. More likes equals more hooligans. Go and read through the schedule really quick, and then we will be checking on all the chats. So let me know how you hooligans are doing today. Then, of course, we'll be getting things started. First, I want to give a huge shout out to Lone Wolf and Legendary Chickenberry. Thank you both so much for the Buy Me a Coffees. I really appreciate all the help. Thank you guys so much. We're going to be starting off with a video titled Superhuman Vision Now Possible. Scientists create lenses that see infrared light. I don't know. It was made by China, so I don't know if that's a true statement or not, but claiming that you can see infrared light even if you close your eyes. Then we got a video titled Trump misidentified images from the Congo as farmer victims during meeting with Ramaphosa, or whatever the South African president's name is. I can't tell if this is propaganda or not. Sounds like propaganda. We'll discuss it when we get there. Then we got a video titled Judge Pauses Move Against International Harvard Students. Yesterday we covered that the Trump administration cut the ability for international students out of Harvard, and then the 7,000 international students that are there, they're supposed to transfer or else they're going to lose their legal status. That lasted a whole 24 hours. The judge has now blocked it once again. Then we got a video titled 5 Key Ex-Biden Aides Asked to Testify in Congress. I'm sure this will amount to nothing, but at least they got to go there and admit that they're pieces of shit. Then we got a video titled Israel Embassy Suspect Charged with Murder. This is a follow-up video from the shooting that happened, I think, 2 days ago over at Washington, D.C. Then we got a video titled Music Agent Among Dead After San Diego Jet Crashes. Also a follow-up. We got a lot of follow-ups today. More details on the jet crash that happened in San Diego. The place where the jet landed, or where it crashed, is called Murphy Canyon, and it is the largest military housing in the country. So we were kind of speculating if that was military housing or not. It is. It's the biggest in the country. Then we got a video titled Jailed Columbia Student Khalil Meets Newborn Son for the First Time. This is news trying to pull on the heartstrings for people that feel bad for Mahmoud Khalil. He's the now illegal who is potentially going to be deported for being a pro-Hamas activist, not just a protester, but an activist, starting those protests all last year during the school year. Then we got a video titled Woman Arrested for Aiding New Orleans Jailbreak as 5 are still on the loose. I'm not really sure why this woman's in jail. And then they also talk about how there's 2 other females that are in jail for being in contact with the escapees. They don't really say that these women did anything to aid the escapees in their escape, but they were arrested anyways. I don't really understand that, but maybe you hooligans can fill me in. Then we got a video titled New Video Emerges Judge Accused of Obstructing ICE Agents. This is Judge Dugan. They now released the courthouse footage showing her distracting ICE as a way to help the illegal escape the courthouse. Then the last little bit of the news is titled ICE Agents Take People into Custody at Phoenix Courthouse. Proud Patriot Girlie sent me a video where somebody was analyzing this actual video, so I went and got the actual video. But it sounds like the mass deportations are still underway. Then we'll be getting into the fun stuff. We'll be opening today's door of the Advent Calendar sent by Tori Wayne. And we got 2 funny videos of the day. First one's titled Damn It, Carl. And our official funny video of the day is titled Hooligans Every Time We Get Caught Being Right. Now let me see who actually provided this video, because the first one I found, but this one was provided by a hooligan. So let me get some credit here. Come on, Discord, do the damn thing, you know? Let me see. It was provided by Stoner, of course. Let me get this on here so we can keep that credit going. Thank you, Stoner. All right, hooligans, all of that's coming up, but first we're going to read through the chat and see how you hooligans are doing today. What day is it? Is it Friday? Is it Thursday? Is it Saturday? It's Friday. So we got the voice chat going on. Go get yourself a paid membership for jeffmaclive.com so you can join us in the voice chat. We're going to try and make it fun. Even though bad things continue to happen to me, I can't fucking handle it. Either way, what is up, everyone over on jeffmaclive.com? What's up, Snooks? What's up, Russell? Let me see here. What's up, Silverwolf? What's up, Get Some? Happy freedom, you hooligans. Appreciate all of you guys being here on the website. Get Some. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's to you, Get Some. And what is up, everyone over on Rumble? Snooks, you were first today. I appreciate you racing to the chat, Snooks. Where is the damn chat? Is it there? Are we going to do the thing? I don't know what happened with that. We'll see if it starts working again. Either way, what is up, Pumpkin? What's up, Rappy? Happy freedom to you. Looks like Rumblebot's working. Very nice. Well, it's doing some extra stuff. Either way, Boosted Flames, happy freedom to you. Reading through. What's up, Tony Rez? Happy freedom. What's up, Aco? Appreciate you being here. What's up, Too Old to Care? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Brian? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Kevin? What's up, my neighbor guy? Happy freedom to you. Silver Wolf, you're omnipresent. Appreciate you. What's up, Patriot Dad? Happy freedom. What is up, MU? Happy freedom to you. What's up, High Plains Drifter? Happy freedom. What's up, Roy? Appreciate you being here. Let me see. Thank you so much, Patriot Dad, for that $1 donation over on Rumble. Really appreciate you, Patriot Dad. Thank you so much. Says, good afternoon, Jeff, and happy freedom and Memorial Day weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend right now? Holy crap, it's going to be so busy up here. I did not realize that. That kicks off summer up here. Thank you for letting me know, and thank you for the support, Patriot Dad. Thank you so much. Let me see. What's up, Ghostly? Happy freedom, Ghostly. You did a fantastic job with those clips. I didn't repost them yet, but you did awesome. Continue to do that. You're doing fantastic. Thank you, Ghostly. What's up, HBIC? What's up, Disco? Happy freedom to you. Let me see. Make sure we get everybody. What's up, River? Happy freedom. I think we got everybody. Hit that like button over on Rumble. See if you can get us on the front page. And what is up, everyone over on Kick? Happy freedom to you. And what is up, everyone over on Twitch? We got a full house over here. Neighbor guy, you are omnipresent. Appreciate you. What's up, Biking Cat? Happy freedom. What's up, Tony Rich? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Harley Davidson? Happy freedom. And what is up, everyone over on the communism platform? Prop Patriot Girl, you were first over here. What's up, neighbor guy? You are truly omnipresent. Appreciate you. What's up, Tacoma Nurse? Happy freedom. What's up, Toy Mafia? What's up, Shanti? Silver Wolf, you are truly omnipresent. You're awesome. High Plains Drifter, you are omnipresent. Appreciate you. What's up, Vinny C? Happy freedom. What's up, Sassy Patriot? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Skulls, my bad. What's up, Blue Crow? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Bunny Rabbit? Happy freedom. Is Chili Dog Friday? Well, dang. Well, gal, dang. Guess I'm your omnipresent. Appreciate you. Happy Dwarf Dad. Oh, yeah, you got to say dwarf over on YouTube. See, you're going over the commie platform. That's how it goes. Russell, you're omnipresent. Appreciate you. All right. Let me see. And what is up, everyone over on X? Neighbor guy, you truly are omnipresent. Tony Rich, you're omnipresent as well. I appreciate all of you hooligans. Let's go ahead and get into the news. I love that song we played in the intro. I play that all the time. The CIA made me burn down a hospital. I want a sequel to it. I'm just saying. Oh, come on, YouTube. You want to buffer on me, you dusty bitch? All right, there we go. Get things back in order here. Now, this woman's accent is awful, but that's okay. We'll get through it. Once again, this first one's titled Superhuman Vision Now Possible. Scientists create lenses to see infrared light. Says China. Either way, before we get into this, I'm going to remind you, hooligans, we have these Trump was right about everything t-shirts. Now, this design was created by Alistair, and Alistair is a badass in just about everything he does. So I will be posting his link in all of the chats for you hooligans to have the opportunity to hire him for your creative needs, because if you think it, he can create it. Now, this design does come in shirts for men, shirts for women, tank tops for men, tank tops for women, pullover hoodies, zipper hoodies, coffee mugs, dog tags. We even made long sleeve shirts out of this design. Today, I got on the plain Jane Jeff Mac t-shirt. We got lots of items and lots of designs over in the merch store. I'll be dropping all the links in the chats while we're watching this first video.
Imagine seeing the invisible. Well, now it looks like a possibility. Chinese scientists claim to have manufactured a kind of contact lenses that perhaps allows humans to perceive infrared light, a spectrum that is usually reserved for snakes, bats and sci-fi. And unlike night vision goggles, these lenses perhaps need no battery. According to reports, neuroscientists at the University of Science and Technology of China are positive that with the success of these lenses, they have perhaps paved the way for a range of contact lenses, glasses, and other wearable devices that give people supervision. Infrared makes up more than half of the sun's radiation, yet it lies just beyond human vision. But now, by using cutting-edge nanotechnology, scientists have found a way to bring it into view. At the heart of this breakthrough, it is called what is being called upconversion nanoparticles, or microscopic materials that absorb infrared and emit visible light in red, green or blue. The result? Contact lenses that reveal infrared signals alongside the visible world. This opens the door to wearable supervision, not just for seeing the invisible, but potentially helping those with color blindness too. In early test, volunteers wearing the lens could read infrared Morse code and detect the direction of invisible light beams as well. Now, while some animals involved to see ultraviolet or thermal radiation, humans may now enhance their own abilities with science. No surgery required. While these lenses don't yet provide any kind of thermal vision, scientists say future versions could. For now, it looks like these lenses are a glimpse of what's coming, not just enhanced vision, but possibly a new way to experience the world around us.
I don't know. I thought that was kind of interesting. I was scrolling on X last night and saw an article talking about that. I went to look on YouTube for a video so I didn't have to sit here and pretend I know how to read in front of you guys. And that video is the only one I found talking about that. What I think is really interesting is they're constantly showing graphical images, animation and stuff like that. There was no images displayed actually showing you what you would see looking through those lenses. All of it was CGI shit, and that makes it that much less believable. Once again, they said that the lenses give you the ability to see infrared light. They don't use batteries. They were created by neuroscientists at the University of Science and Technology of China, and they believe that they will be able to make other wearable devices that will give people supervision. It may help with color blindness, which is kind of the only useful thing I've heard out of all of this. Future versions may give the ability to see thermal vision. This sounds like military equipment. This sounds like shit that pilots would have, or people working in the dark and all of that stuff in military applications, right? You're trying to look for an enemy, things like that. Otherwise, I don't know why we would need this. And the fact that China made it makes it just not believable at all. It sounds really gimmicky to me. But either way, I thought that was a pretty interesting article going around, or a story about this. I figured we cover it first. Next up, I don't know if this is propaganda or what. It sounds like propaganda, but maybe it was a misunderstanding. Either way, it's titled Trump misidentified images from the Congo as farmer victims during meeting with Ramaphosa, or however you say that guy's name. It's the president of South Africa. They're actually talking about two different things in the story. They're talking about the white crosses that line the road, that pretty much everybody has seen those videos. They played that at the White House. And then there was an article that President Trump gave the president of South Africa that showed like Red Cross or something on it. Apparently the article was talking about South Africa, but the images in the article were actually from the Congo and were not relative to the white farmer situation in South Africa. The video itself is kind of portraying this as President Trump's incompetent. That's what they're kind of saying. They're saying he was wrong, and they're also kind of suggesting that there is no genocide of white farmers in South Africa. Again, I'm not in South Africa. I don't know what the hell's going on there, but this kind of sounds like propaganda to me, and we need to pay attention to what they're telling the world, whether we believe it or not. So either way, that's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about these superhuman vision lenses that they just made in China. Russell, you could put IR lights on your car and run blackout. I don't think that's legal. I don't think you can legally do that. So you could do it, but you shouldn't do it. Silverwolf, I can't wait for the X-ray glasses come out. We can tell what color Snooks' underwear is. I don't know. The way X-rays look, you'd be able to tell what color her bones are. Russell, I don't think that would be too difficult to come up with, but how do the lenses get power? That's what I wonder too, because it says that, well, that woman said that, I think it was a woman, me misgendering everybody, it happens. They said specifically they don't take batteries, and, imagine sticking a watch battery in your eyeball. It's something else. Silver Wolf, wearing these glasses will let us know if you've pooped within 24 hours or not. I wonder if that'll work through the live stream. Probably not. Snooks, my bones are white. That's racist, Snooks. Told the care had to do a spider removal. I hate when you have to burn the house down to kill it. It happens. It happens. I hope you had insurance, too old to care. Pumpkin, gotta feed the cats, be right back. Yep, I know the feeling. Klaus Daniels, he'll be around here somewhere soon, I'm sure. I didn't give him no snacks before the live. What's up, Crick Kiss? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Jack? Happy freedom to you. Done. When did you hire customer service to tell us the news? It always makes me think of that South Park commercial where they're stuck in the virtual reality thing and they're in like a time loop or whatever, and then eventually customer service contacts customer service to tell them they're stuck in virtual reality. That's what I think every time I hear that accent. It's probably not right, but it's what happens. Disco, can I see when people fart in a crowded room? You probably could, but I'm not sure why you're interested in seeing that. What's up, Cricket Kiss? Happy freedom. Welcome back. Appreciate you. Told to carry just a little jumping spider? Okay. Glad nobody freaked out. What's up, Bill Clay? Happy freedom to you. Harley Davidson, you can see infrared if you just use your cell. Yeah. My Wi-Fi cameras can see it because I have cameras that are facing each other, and at night you can see the infrared that's being shot into the room for the night vision. Biking Cat, for now, it's only bright infrared and the image is very blurry, but after improvements, it would be nice to wear out while hiking through the woods at night. It would be cool. Ghostly, China made it? Right now, let's see. Right now, wait a minute. Yeah, fucking right. No way it works. Yeah, Ghostly, that's what I'm thinking too. I'm thinking if it worked so great, they would have some sort of demonstration for us, not animations all over the screen. Like they were holding the contact lens and it had all the graphics spiraling around it and stuff. They wouldn't be using fake images like that if it actually did something. What's up, Kevin Seamus? Happy freedom. Can we see through clothes? Asking for a friend. Maybe in the future. You gotta pay extra for that version. Kevin Seamus, shameful Snooks, you racist. I know, the white bones. What is wrong with you? Alright, Hooligans, moving forward here. This next one is Trump misidentified images from the Congo as former victims during meeting with Ramaphosa, or however you say this guy's name. It's the president of South Africa. And like I said, in this video, they're going to be kind of portraying President Trump as ignorant, kind of saying, you can see him holding the articles there. One of the articles he hands the president supposedly was, the text was about South Africa, but the image was from the Congo. And so they're saying, like, that's one of the ways that there was some misidentification happening. They're also saying that those white crosses that are lining the road in the video and images that we've all seen on the internet, they say that the white crosses are actually a memorial for 2 white farmers that were killed in their house, and claims that the video was from a protest and that the crosses are no longer on display. And so they're kind of saying that President Trump and the Trump administration is misrepresenting what is happening in South Africa. Now, again, I don't live there. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't think he would intentionally misrepresent what's happening in South Africa to the president of South Africa. That doesn't exactly make sense to me. Seems like the president of South Africa would be like, no, this isn't true, which did not happen. So either way, let's get into this. Hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get this rolling.
Look, here's burial sites all over the place. These are all white farmers that are being buried.
President Donald Trump misidentified images of victims from the ongoing war in the Democratic Republic of the Congo during a meeting with South African President Cyril Ramaphosa. Trump confronted Ramaphosa, claiming the persecution of white farmers in South Africa and showing a video compilation and presenting a stack of articles as evidence. Observers were quick to notice that one article displayed for the cameras didn't match up to its description. The article from The American Thinker, a conservative magazine, was titled, "Let's Talk About Africa, which is where tribalism takes you." The image in question was a screenshot of a video published by Reuters on February 3rd, showing humanitarian workers moving the corpses of victims of the fighting between DRC government troops and M23 rebels. The American Thinker article did not claim the images were from South Africa. The confusion likely resulted from the focus on South Africa within the article.
These are burial sites right here. Burial sites. Over 1,000. Of white farmers.
Have they told you where that is, Mr. President? No, I'd like to know where that is.
Trump also misidentified a video depicting white crosses lining a road as a burial site. The crosses were a memorial for 2 white South African farmers who were killed in their home and do not mark graves. The video is from a protest shortly after the murders, and today the crosses are no longer displayed on the road.
Okay, so like I was saying, kind of sounds like a propaganda piece to me. Once again, they were saying that the video claims that Trump misidentified images of victims from the Congo as victims from South Africa. The video also claims that Trump misidentified the white crosses in the video as burial sites. The video says that the crosses are actually a memorial for 2 white farmers that were killed in their home, and claims the video was from a protest and that the crosses are no longer on display, kind of saying like this isn't relevant and that President Trump's taking nothing and making it into something. But again, if he was just telling us that, then I would be like, you know, maybe that's true. But the fact that he was saying that stuff to the president of that country makes me feel like this video is wrong. This video is trying to portray President Trump as incompetent. I'm sure President Trump didn't just print those articles off himself and come up with these ideas. He has a team of people that he talks with about everything. We saw that during the election. We saw a lot of behind the scenes video where he was always with a team of people discussing things, working out wording and stuff like that. So to me, it seems like this is propaganda. But we did see when we were covering the press briefing yesterday, there was some woman that was there in the press telling Caroline Leavitt that these are falsities, that this is fake news, basically, and that President Trump shouldn't be saying these kind of things. Of course, Caroline Leavitt shut all that down and went on to the next reporter because this woman was just being ignorant. So it kind of seems like this is the agenda of the fake news right now, to make it seem that President Trump is misrepresenting what's happening in South Africa, and that liberals can continue to be pissed that President Trump imported white South Africans, because again, they're trying to make this image that President Trump is a racist. He's trying to kick everybody outside of the country who's not white, and then turn around and bring in white individuals from South Africa only based on their skin color, not because they're running away from genocide. And so this is a part of the agenda revealing itself here. Next up, judge pauses move against international Harvard students. This is obviously a follow-up video. Yesterday we covered that the Trump administration shut down Harvard's ability to bring in international students. Also, their current international students will have to transfer or else lose their legal status. Not even 24 hours later, a judge has now stopped this halting of international students coming to Harvard. It's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about this possible propaganda here. Brussels, South Afrikaners have been actively killing whites for years. Yeah, see, and it seems like they're trying to cover it up with the fake news. Russell, I think there's probably some truth and propaganda mixed in. The one thing that seems true is that President Trump referred to the white crosses as grave sites. Obviously, those are not grave sites, right? They didn't bury bodies along the side of the road for shoulder by shoulder, thousands of bodies just along the roadway there. I think that maybe that was bad, poor selection of wording, maybe. I don't think President Trump believes those were grave sites. I think that he just misspoke there. I see that as, potentially being the case, but I don't know. To me, it sounds like they're trying to cover up what's actually happening there and make it seem like President Trump's just making excuses to import white people. You notice nobody from Europe came across the border. They'll never talk about that. Captain Shame is, even they are wrong about the crosses. Yes, it was at the place where 2 were killed, but the crosses were representative of 50,000 plus who were killed, so they were lying as well. Yeah, Captain Seamus. And that's what I mean. Like, they took something, like I said, President Trump misworded that. Obviously, those are not grave sites. But then the story just tries to twist it and say, oh, he's incompetent. He's incompetent with everything he does. Told the care, leave my eyes alone. Yeah, I was wondering that too. If you put in contact lenses that supposedly can see infrared light, would that be damaging to your eyeballs? Oh, our custom emojis pop up on the screen. That's cool. What's up, Meta? Happy Freedom. Harley Davidson, why is Harvard being targeted? I don't get it. Yesterday we covered a video where the Trump administration says that Harvard has activity with the CCP, and their actions with pro-Hamas protesters and stuff like that has created an unsafe campus. So they were restricting Harvard from having the ability to import international, not import, I use that word loosely, but to allow international students to go to Harvard. Harvard currently has more than 7,000 international students, and those people, if the block would have stuck, they would have to transfer out or lose their legal status, because Harvard at the moment was not able to have international students, but a judge has blocked that today. Harley Davidson, now that I think about it, I thought military already have a way to see infrared. Yeah, they have night vision goggles that can see infrared, but it's not the same thing as having contact lenses on your eyeballs like what China was claiming. What's up, Real Life? Happy Freedom to you. Real Life. Education International was created by the Central Intelligence Agency in the U.S. I believe it. What's up, Not What It Seems? Happy Freedom to you. What's up, Too Real? Happy Freedom to you. What's up, Mike Ingle? Not What It Seems. Trump does not misspeak. His soul is very, very intentional. There is more to the statement. If you say so. What's up, Chuck? Happy Freedom to you. Chuck. I see you post that paragraph again. I'm throwing the hammer. What's up, Agent O? Happy Freedom to you. What's up, Viking King? Happy Freedom to you. Biden didn't pardon himself. Biden didn't do a whole lot of anything. Everybody around him was doing stuff. He was ready for nap time. What's up, Mana? Happy Freedom. Y'all hear that? Somebody's speaking loud. I better shut the hell up. I'm live over here. Guess wouldn't it be cheaper just to ask the enemy to wear optic green? I mean, you would think so. You would think so. What's up, Jagula? Happy Freedom to you. I have no idea what these people are bitching about outside. Everybody wants to be yelling until I start yelling, and then I'm a bad guy. What's up, Dusto? Happy Freedom to you. It's 99 degrees where you are. Holy crap, I would drop dead. Stay cool out there, Dusto. What's up, Giggling Spy? Happy Freedom to you. If I tell these people to shut the hell up, I'm going to lose my cool. Thank you so much, Patriot Dad, for that $1 donation over on Rumble. You're a badass, Patriot Dad. Thank you so much. Says, I'm not a Republican. I'm a Trumplican. I'm just a hooligan. I don't really claim any of those names, but I sure as hell voted for Trump. Ghostly. They have a whole heads-up display now that you can see the whole battlefield with the newest shit. Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. I don't know if they're day drinking or what. I have never heard anyone speak that loud. I've lived here almost 9 years. I've never heard anyone be that damn loud. If I have to get up, everybody's grounded. All right, we're going to move forward here. Like I said, in this next one, judge pauses move against international Harvard students. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, if you would like to participate in Free Speech Saturday, make sure you post all of your memes over on Discord or on jeffmaclive.com. Just hop in the group chats on either platform. You'll see the tabs labeled memes. Drop what you got and we'll shout you out, as we're making Saturdays more fun. Let's get this polled up. This is our follow-up video on Trump versus Harvard. Once again, this is titled Judge Pauses Move Against International Harvard Students. They're going to be talking about 7,000 international students who are stuck in the middle of this little back and forth. They bring Stooge back. I think his name was Ryan. I can't remember, and I swear they didn't display it this time, but it's the same Stooge from yesterday. Is this person yelling for help? There's no help here, buddy. Just die. Stooge says that This is the Trump administration doing authoritarian action. They also mentioned Columbia University ignoring discrimination against Jewish students. The Trump administration go after the Columbia University as well. Hit the like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
A federal judge has blocked the Trump administration from barring foreign student enrollment at Harvard University. Yesterday, the government said the school could no longer enroll foreign students and current international students at the Ivy League university, and that they must transfer or lose their legal status. Fox's Caroline Shively has more from Washington.
Harvard hits back in its battle with the White House. On Friday, Harvard filed a lawsuit against the administration over the government's decision to block the school from enrolling foreign students.
We are one and the same.
The administration announced the ban on Thursday, claiming Harvard created an unsafe environment on campus, including allowing violent protests.
Harvard brought these consequences upon themselves. They have promoted and allowed violent activity on campus. They have allowed anti-Semitism, participation with CCP and Chinese infiltration and influence on their campus.
A federal judge temporarily blocked the administration's move on Thursday. Meanwhile, the school's nearly 7,000 foreign students are left in limbo.
It's another pattern of the Trump administration taking authoritarian actions. In the United States, the president does not have the power to punish people, target people for punishment because he doesn't like their politics.
Democrats argue the negative effects could be long-term.
This action is just the antithesis of what we've been doing to try to get good talent to stay and try to get immigrants to be part of our economy because we actually need their skills.
Administration officials are also accusing Columbia University of ignoring discrimination against Jewish students and say they'll keep looking for unsafe environments at colleges nationwide. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
Fox News. Whatever you say, lady. Anyways, I had to go close the slider before I have to close that person's mouth outside, so hopefully things will move forward smoothly. Either way, once again, they said 7,000 international students are stuck in the middle of this little back and forth. Ryan, who's a professor apparently, says that Trump's doing an authoritarian action against Harvard. They also mentioned Columbia University ignoring discrimination against Jewish students. So it'll be interesting if we have a video coming up where President Trump is also going after Columbia University. Either way, we'll see how it goes, because it just sounds like judges stay in the way of the Trump agenda as it was. I don't know. I don't really know what to think about this, but either way, next up, 5 key ex-Biden aides asked to testify in Congress. I'm not sure how far this will get, but they're supposed to be talking about what they did or did not do to conceal Biden's mental decline. It's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about the judge pausing President Trump's halt on international students going to Harvard. What's up, Zero? Happy freedom. Russell, well, doing a blanket block might be extreme. Some of these students are probably not involved in the BS. Yeah, that's true, Russell. They're trying to do it to punish Harvard for Harvard not following federal law and all this stuff. But Harvard also has like $52 billion in endowment. And so President Trump, I think, is trying to just like disconnect them from all of that. So I don't know. I don't know if this is justified or not. I don't think we should have students that are pro-terrorism and blocking other students from moving freely on the campus, blocking them and preventing them from going to class or going to their dorms or anything like that, which is something we've been seeing with all the Ivy League schools. I assume that a lot of that has to do with why he's trying to block international students and all of that, but either way, it's kind of between them. Yes, I'm just die. Love it. Yeah, the people outside. I don't know what is going on out there. They sound like drunk people. Told Kara, Harvard has a remedial math class. Why? Yeah, I saw that. Trump was talking about that, saying that there's people at Harvard that don't even understand basic math, and so they have to bring in remedial math and questioning why do we have students that are supposedly You know, top of the top there. That's why they're going to Harvard, but they can't do basic math. Captain Seamus, day drinking, pre-gaming for the third 3-day weekend. Yeah, you know what? That probably is what's going on. I see hooligans trying to type in the commands. I found out that on RumbleBot, I only have 5 commands, and then I got to start paying money and stuff to have other custom commands. Our commands are, let me see. Let me pull it up real quick. Donate, Klaus, Discord, Snooks, and Link. Those are our commands over on Rumble, and I'll have to pay money to get more. We'll see how that goes. Right now, I am not sure that we'll be able to have a future because I'm being hurt for money right now so badly. Somebody coming after me. I also just had somebody walk out of my life. Someone I'm very close with just doesn't want to be a part of my life anymore. Shitty shit is happening to me back to back, but still got to go live. Information Warlord, happy freedom to you. I love day drinking. I do too, but I can't because I'm going through shit right now. If I start day drinking, there's no guarantee I'd show up, and I love showing up to the live, so no drinking right now. Not until my life gets easier. Thank you so much, Patriot Dad, for gifting 5 subs over on Rumble. You're a badass, Patriot Dad. Thank you so much for all the help and support. I really appreciate you. Met a white South African farmer, spoke at the meeting. His mother lives behind razor wire fencing. Said very dangerous to go off the farm. Yeah, I also saw a video clip of Elon Musk was apparently there, and he's from South Africa, and some people were saying he was looking a little disgruntled while staring at the face of the South African president. What's up, Lisa? Happy freedom to you. What's up, TBD? Happy freedom to you. Oh, I love you guys too, Mana. Proud Patriot Girly. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I'm hard to deal with. What's up, Savage Gaming? Happy freedom. Vinny C, I'm cutting out. I shouldn't be cutting out. I'm not seeing anything. What's up, Jet Lag? Happy freedom. Proud Patriot Girly. Hobby Lobby has all the awesome 4th of July things in sale. I'm going to stock up and decorate next week. Thank you for letting me know that. We got a Hobby Lobby in Ludington. I've never been in Hobby Lobby. They just built one in Ludington. A lot of people say good things about it. And now I got a reason to go. I need to get some 4th of July gear. It's coming up. What's up, Spirit Matter? Happy freedom to you if I can get you all ready. Zero day drinking only for vacations and camping. Beer for breakfast. Yeah. When I was younger, I used to have beer for breakfast. I can't do that anymore. Pumpkin, it's gonna rain. Why? We've been getting a lot of rain here too, Pumpkin. I'm sorry to hear you getting the rain. Hopefully it's brief. High Place Drifter, Hobby Lobby here went bust. Really? Do they have competitors? I don't think there's any competitors in Ludington, so Hobby Lobby will probably do fine, but I know there's other places than Hobby Lobby. Done. Lazy meal of the day, fried smoked sausage with mac and cheese. Sounds good. Sounds good. Snooks, Hobby Lobby is very addictive. I had to give it up. Well, I don't have any money, so I'm just gonna be looking for a couple things, maybe to make the live festive for the 4th of July, but that's that. Vinny C, it's all good. Oh, okay. Thank you for letting me know, because I was sitting here trying to figure out how we were having audio problems. Prop Patriot Girl, it's all 40% off. All right, hooligans, to Hobby Lobby we go. Ah, man, everyone's going to say I did the Elon salute. Just delete that. Don't clip that. Anyways, moving forward here. This next one, like I said, 5 key ex-Biden aides. Biden's aides. He doesn't just have cancer. He's got AIDS. 5 key ex-Biden aides asked to testify in Congress. Let's pull this up. Now, of course, this sounds great, but I swear, everybody that speaks before Congress, it's just a show. I don't think I've ever seen anything actually happen from anyone speaking in front of Congress. They admit to breaking federal laws, and still nothing happens to them. But at least, you know, they're pretending like they're doing something. In this video, they're saying that these aides that are going to testify in front of Congress, they are to explain what they did or did not do to conceal Biden's decline from the American public. Hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
So Republican lawmakers are demanding answers from President Biden's physician and other former White House officials over what they knew, when they knew it, regarding former President Biden's health issues.
Yeah, senior White House correspondent, the younger Peter Doocy, joins us now with more. Peter.
Good morning. And the small group of staffers that formed a tight circle around Joe Biden for his one and only term all just got letters from the House Oversight Committee to come in and explain what they did or did not do to conceal his decline from the American public. So the following Biden folks, go check your mail. His former physician, Dr. Kevin O'Connor, the former director of the Domestic Policy Council, Neera Tanden, the former assistant to the president and chief of staff to the First Lady, Anthony Bernal, the former assistant to the president and deputy chief of staff, Annie Tomasini, and the former deputy assistant to the president and director of strategic outreach, Ashley Williams.
They're behind the scenes. They fly under the radar. These are the unelected bureaucrats that we believe had an overwhelming influence over Joe Biden and could have possibly been serving as de facto presidents of the United States.
Well, now one of the most legendary Democratic thinkers of the last century believes that nothing coming out this week should be that big of a surprise because the American people told pollsters it was a problem 2 years ago.
I think Jake and those book, I mean, it was a good book, but to me, it was a water's wet book. Like I said, 80% of the country. I'll never forget in May of 2023, to be exact, I saw a Washington Post ABC poll, and I went, this is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. It never changed.
I asked Caroline Leavitt if President Trump has followed up yet with folks that work in the offices here or that work in the residence to find some kind of files or some kind of backup to all of these Republican assertions that there were these de facto presidents, and she said that he has not yet. Back to you.
All right, Peter. The scandal continues. I think this is the right move. It needs to happen. It's important. We need to figure out who was running the White House.
Yeah.
When did they know the president was in decline? Everybody needs to be sworn under oath. And people should lose their jobs the next job they want. They shouldn't be hired as analysts. They shouldn't be hired at these big consulting firms or defense contracting jobs as well. They concealed the president's health. And honestly, the more and more we're learning from the book, it is clear no one told Joe Biden that he had lost a step. That's normal.
All right, so before these guys get your hopes up too much, like I said, hardly anything ever happens. When these people go to speak before Congress, good, bad, or otherwise, there's not usually an outcome. It's a bunch of theatrics more than anything else. I've never seen anything actually come out of these Congress hearings and stuff like that. We know what happens in the Congress hearing rooms. We know that you're getting back shots all day. But other than that, nothing gets done. Once again, they're going to bring these aides in, these aides that belong to Biden, just to say what they did or did not do to conceal Biden's mental decline. I'm assuming we will have a follow-up on that video. Next up, Israeli embassy suspect charged with murder. This is also a follow-up video. This video is kind of quiet, so I'm going to have to remember to turn the volume up on this. But it's about the individual who shot those 2 people at the Jewish museum. It's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about Biden's aides going to testify before Congress. Russell, the people need to be held accountable. Absolutely. They're worried about what kind of job they're going to have. They should be looking at jail time. That's what they should be doing. Like, the White House lying to the American people is a big deal, and so they're kind of downplaying this. Zero, they should be in jail, lose pension and everything. I agree. Kevin Seamus. Oh, guess Harbor Freight will be hit hard under the tariff war, Captain Seamus. So will Hobby Lobby. Almost everything is made in China. Yeah. I've never been in either of those stores. I know a lot of people who go to Harbor Freight, though. Russell, Harbor Freight is crap tools. Yeah. I've heard that some of their tools is like lifetime warranty, though. So you can just break the tool, take it back, and get a new one. And just keep doing it over and over again. I mean, if you're into that kind of stuff. Russell, I worked at Hobby Lobby for a while as a framer. That's interesting. WMM was trying to get a job at Hobby Lobby. I think he ended up going somewhere for better pay, but he was going to try and do that as well. Thanks so much, Giggling Spy, for that $5 donation over on Rumble. Really appreciate you, Giggling Spy. Thank you so much for the help. Rappy, definitely should be jail time. Yeah, I think so. What's up, BJ? Happy freedom to you. Everybody up there, both Republicans and Democrats, knew exactly what was going on, and they called us conspiracy theorists. Yep, you're absolutely right. Told the carrier, telling you he was drugged for most of his residency. It's crazy how we were sitting here covering Old Man Walter live almost every day until people like just couldn't tolerate hearing him anymore. And we knew there was something wrong, and you weren't even allowed to say it. YouTube came out with community guidelines saying that if you questioned the ability of a president to continue their presidency, that you could have your account suspended or permanently deleted. Because the election was coming up, and we were all saying that Old Man Walter was not fit to run again. He was not qualified to try and run it. He wasn't qualified to run the first time, let alone the second time. And YouTube came out of nowhere with community guidelines. They were saying you can start talking about the stolen election in 2020, but you cannot talk about Old Man Walter being an old man. I was like, that's crazy. I remember covering that right after it changed. Pumpkin, I like watching the fights and the hearings. Yeah, it is definitely entertaining. Pumpkin, they knew from the beginning and did what they wanted to. Absolutely. They took advantage of the situation. Push their own agenda. Kevin Seamus, the problem with YouTube is misinformation. They cause the misinformation. Yeah, they absolutely do. Meta, so the doctor have to respond by May 29th, and transcripts will be reviewed in June. Subpoena for transcripts not to appear right now for the doctor and aides. Yeah. They're trying to make it look all official, but I bet none of these people go to jail. Nothing bad happens to any of these people. They know Fauci did gain of function, and they didn't do anything about that. Harley Davidson, you don't think Trump is much better than Biden? You need to go back and watch some of them. You need to go back and watch some of them old clips. You're fucking out of your mind. Trump's not perfect, but holy shit. I mean, it's a world's worth of difference. Like, that's crazy. That is funny. That's just rage bait. That's funny. What's up, DB? Happy freedom to you. Proud Patriot Girly, y'all are busting my happy Hobby Lobby bubble. Well, I'm sorry, Proud Patriot Girly. It's not my intention. What's up, MD Cyron? Happy freedom to you. He needs some milk. What's up, good buddy? Happy freedom to you. Hobby Lobby is full of foreign junk too. Yeah, that's what everybody's saying. Oh, come on. What is in my eyeball? My finger. Good buddy Harbor Freight has junk and won't stop giving me ads. I didn't think about that. I don't have any Harbor Freight ads, but I bet you if I went there and spent money, I'd start getting them. What's up, Tony Rez? Over here, omnipresent. Appreciate you. Guess they need till June to doctor up some transcripts. Yeah, I guess I don't think it. I really just don't think it's gonna matter. I mean, I wish it would. I wish it would matter, but just like I said, everything we've seen happen before Congress just did not matter. Look at the 4 sanctuary city mayors that came before Congress, and APL, right? Anna Paulina Luna said she was going to refer all of them to the DOJ because they all admitted to committing federal crimes. And what's happening with those people? Nothing. Nothing. They're not doing anything about it. Those people went back to their cities and then celebrated and said, we're here for you illegals. We're going to keep running these policies. Nothing's happened. Just like Tom Homan saying, you know, they're going to arrest elected officials and stuff for aiding and abetting illegals and helping them evade ICE. That hasn't happened yet. Just like Judge Dugan, we got a video of that coming up. Judge Dugan helped an illegal escape a courthouse and helped them evade an arrest by ICE, which failed ultimately, right? They did get arrested. But her charge is about to be thrown out. Her attorney just said that she was acting in her capacity and she has judicial immunity. And it's like, oh, she's got immunity for helping illegals escape ICE? Oh, okay. So, you know, I'm just kind of waiting for accountability to show up and get to work. Either way, we're going to go ahead and move forward here. Like I said, this next one is another follow-up. This is Israeli embassy suspect charged with murder. Now, that title's a little vague there. He's being charged with more than just murder, and it could lead to terrorism, and there was another charge on top of that. Either way, we'll read through it in a second. Anyways, you can expect in this video... Oh, and I got to turn the volume up. I'll do that when we get it started. The killer's being charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder, murder of a foreign official, and potentially a hate crime or an act of terrorism. They're going to show Benjamin Netanyahu on here calling the killer a terrorist that wanted to kill Jews. He shot those individuals from behind and then walked up on them and shot them again. Apparently, he spent 21 rounds. They found 21 casings on the ground, which is a lot. That's a lot for shooting 2 people close range with a pistol. He must have just emptied what he had. Either way, hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
We're back now with the latest from Washington, where there are new developments in that deadly shooting of 2 Israeli embassy staff members not far from the Capitol. The pair gunned down after an event at a Jewish museum. Today, their suspected killer is facing multiple federal charges as prosecutors investigate this as an act of terrorism. NBC's Aaron Gilchrist has the latest.
Overnight, a solemn vigil outside the White House to remember the lives of Sarah Milgram and Yaron Lashinsky. The young couple who worked together at the Israeli embassy in Washington were shot and killed after an event at the Capitol Jewish Museum.
We have great memories, but the future is gone.
Robert Milgram says his daughter was passionate about the environment and Israel and that she had met Yaron while working at the embassy.
She was as close to perfect as any human could be, and she was recently very much in love with Yaron.
Milgram says he only learned after their deaths that Yaron, an Israeli citizen, had recently purchased an engagement ring and planned to propose next week in Jerusalem. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu calling their alleged killer, Elias Rodriguez, a brutal terrorist.
The terrorists who cruelly gunned them down did so for one reason and one reason alone. He wanted to kill Jews.
Authorities say Rodriguez flew from Chicago to D.C. one day before the shooting with a declared firearm in his checked baggage. They say surveillance video shows Rodriguez shooting the victims from behind, then again at closer range before going into the museum. Officers saying they recovered a handgun and 21 spent shell casings at the scene after they escorted a shouting Rodriguez out of the museum. Paige Siegel attended the museum event and heard multiple gunshots. She says she tried to comfort a man later identified as the suspect before growing suspicious of him.
I say you're at a Jewish museum, and immediately that triggered him into like his fit of rage. He starts screaming, I did it, talking about shooting the people outside.
Rodriguez now faces multiple charges, including 2 counts of first-degree murder and murder of foreign officials. Investigators say more charges could be pending as they look into this as a possible hate crime and act of terror.
Make no mistake, this attack was targeted anti-Semitic violence, and it won't be tolerated.
Interesting. Do you think this is an actual thing that happened, like something that just naturally occurred? Or do you think this guy was like planted here to create this scene and to create this tension? I don't know. It just seems weird that we've had these pro-Hamas protesters for so long and nothing like this has even happened. We had 2 people do self-immolation, only 2 that I've heard of. And that's really it. We haven't heard of anybody really being attacked, not to this scale, over Gaza, Palestine, whatever stuff. And so it makes me kind of wonder, like, was this guy planted there? Was this some CIA crap? Or did this just naturally occur? Oh, I forgot to turn the video up. Hopefully you guys can hear it. Either way, once again, they said the killer is charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder as well as murder of foreign officials. They may include a hate crime. They may include act of terrorism. They're still figuring that out. Of course, they showed Netanyahu calling the killer a terrorist that wanted to kill Jews. He shot them from behind, walked up on them and shot them again, spent 21 rounds. So I don't know if he just shot them 21 times because he wanted to, or if he couldn't hit them. If he was just that piss poor and he had to spend 21 rounds. That's a lot. Like, that is a lot. That almost seems like a crime of passion, they would say. But either way, next up, we got a follow-up on the plane crash that happened in San Diego. It's titled Music Agent Among Dead After San Diego Jet Crashed. Getting some more details here. It's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about the shooting that happened in Washington. Cam Seamus, 1 Jew, 1 Christian. Unless she converted, she was reported to be raised Christian. That's interesting, Cam Seamus. Yeah, they didn't really emphasize on that. Russell, no, I haven't watched Cheers yet, but I can watch it through Hulu. So maybe after the voice chat, I might be able to watch Cheers today. I'm looking forward to it. There was a big response to that. There was a lot of people who commented underneath that live after it was over, recommending to watch Cheers and stuff. If you guys comment on the lives, like if you miss the live and you come back and you comment because you're watching the replay, I actually go back and read through the comments and stuff. I try to engage with all of you, whether you're here for the live or not. So definitely keep that in mind. What's up, Dan? Happy Freedom. Planted by Demon. Who else did the plant? Well, I was wondering if the government was doing it since they're so worried about anti-Semitism. It's kind of interesting that the Trump administration is worried about anti-Semitism and not just like discrimination in general. It just seems kind of weird. We went through 5 years of everyone hates white people because of George Floyd, but the moment the pro-Hamas protesters show up, all of a sudden we're worried about anti-Semitism. I think that's weird. That I feel like they should be worried about, like I said, discrimination in general, not just towards one, but to all. You know, no discrimination if it's that big of a deal to the Trump administration. So, yeah, definitely an evil act. I was just curious if it happened organically or was it like a government setup kind of thing to create tension and stuff like that. Russell, death penalty. Yeah, it seems like, you know, they're working towards that. If they get terrorism, I think it'll put death penalty on the table, but I don't know. It's Washington, D.C., so it's hard to say. They kind of do whatever they want. Guess the shooter was seen at many left-wing protests calling people Nazis, but kills 2 Jewish people. These people need to, yeah, they need help, They need help. Russell, my heart bleeds for that young couple. Yeah, and they brought up the proposal again, saying that he had just purchased a ring because he planned on proposing. Zero MK Ultra, could be. What's up, Winston? Happy freedom to you. Pumpkin, he obviously did not like Jewish people or Israel. Yeah, because when he was arrested, he was screaming free Palestine just like the rest of the pro-Hamas protesters. Winston, both victims were Masonic Jews, so Christian. They're kind of in the middle there. Totally care Rodriguez is a liberal socialist. Yeah. Bill Clay, how many cats does she own? Someone on the website, I'm trying to think who, said she sounds like a child. I don't know who that is reporting on this. Meta was looking at yesterday's live, wanted to see a picture of Cuddy's Porsche that got the soft roof cut and burned, but I got caught up in watching Klaus jumping on the back of the chair, totally clip-worthy. I know, Klaus Daniels was being so rambunctious yesterday, and it didn't stop. He was like sprinting through the house. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, what are you doing, man? I don't know if it was a full moon or what. Klaus was going off. Biking Cat, so sick of going to left-wing chat rooms and reading the praises for this guy. Oh, that's interesting, Biking Cat. I didn't even think about that, because they do the same thing for like Luigi Mangione and pretty much anybody out here doing dumb shit. The lefties all celebrate it. I didn't even think about them celebrating this. Biking Cat, 21 rounds, 1 in the chamber, 2 full 10-round magazines, in my opinion. It could be, there's like 3 or 4 pistols out there that hold 20 rounds. And I'm trying to think if the F&N 5.7, what does that hold? Actually, let me see, because I think the Ruger is the same way. Because I think these are the only pistols that hold more than the XDM. Let's see. I wonder what the rounds were that he was using, because if it's 9mm, then he could have had them in regular magazines. Yeah, the Ruger 5.7 holds 20 plus 1 round. Now those are 28x5.7 rounds. Those are rifle rounds, but that pistol holds 21 rounds in the factory magazine. I have a Springfield XDM. It's a 9mm, and that holds 19 plus 1 rounds in a factory magazine without having to change mags or anything. So I think it depends. I think there's also a Taurus out there that holds 20 or 21 rounds. He could have used that. I don't know. They didn't describe any of that stuff. Biking Cat, very obvious in 2019, Biden was physically and mentally compromised. They just loaded him up on drugs and Jesus loves us. And did little public stunts with him. Yeah, Biking Cat. What's up, Xterra? Happy freedom to you. Oh, Xterra, I think I have the Boondock Saints 1 and 2, because I'm pretty sure there's 2 movies. I think I have them both. I haven't seen them in a very long time. I might have to go back and revisit it. Thank you for the suggestion, Xterra. Good buddy. Cheers is dated. Don't know if you'll care for it. I watch a lot of older stuff because I don't understand the politics in it. I don't know anything about old politics. I only know about politics from the last 5 years. So I like watching old stuff because I can't see the political messaging. I'm burdened by that stuff. like hearing music and TV and movies, and it all has political messaging. I don't want to be at work while I'm trying to be entertained. And so I actually enjoy watching these older movies. What's up, hair juicer? Happy freedom to you. Snooks, is MK Ultra like a huge condom? Asking for a friend. No, it's a government brainwashing program. Close. You were close. Cam Seamus, the Keltec PMR 30 holds 30 plus 1 of 22 mag. Damn, that's badass. In the stock magazine, it holds that. Dan Klaus had the zoomies. He did, and he's sleeping it off. He's been really chill today. Kevin Seamus, to be fair, pulling the trigger 30 times gets old. No, it don't. No, it don't. I got 30 rounder mags for a couple rifles and stuff, and I don't know, every time I pull the trigger, it's a lot of fun. Crit Kiss, I want to watch To Hell and Back, and I can't find it. I've never even heard of that. We'll have to look it up here in a second. Information Warlord, I like my Caltech P50. Sounds badass. If it's the gun I think it is badass. To Hell and Back. I'll see if we can find it. Cricket Kiss. If there's somewhere to stream it. Astro Hammer, let's have a Boondock Saints watch along on Rumble if you aren't doing anything. No, it's copyright infringement. You can't do that stuff. We might be able to get away with it, but I don't know. I don't like doing that kind of stuff. It's illegal. We cannot have private viewing parties. Otherwise, instead of having the voice chat on Fridays, we would just have movie night. But I can't legally do that. I've looked into it. I've looked into all kinds of ways to make it happen, but there's no way to legally do it. Either way, happy freedom to you, Astral Hammer. All right, hooligans, we're going to move forward. Like I said, we got a follow-up with the plane crash that happened in San Diego. It's titled Music Agent Among Dead After San Diego Jet Crash. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, if you'd like to join the membership program over on Rumble, all you have to do is click that big red subscribe button right below where you type in the chat. Now, if you're on Android and using the Rumble app, you're unable to see that big red subscribe button. So you got to go to rumble.com, come to the live, hop in the chat. And like I said, right below where you type in the chat, you will see that big red subscribe button. Click that button and jump through the hoops, and your name will be highlighted as an official Rumble hooligan. You'll have access to our custom emojis. We got chapstick emojis, scream and goat emojis, Klaus Daniels emojis, President Trump emojis, and more. It's a lot of fun during the live, especially during a Trump live. So definitely go join the membership program over on Rumble. Let's get this pulled up here. This is our follow-up with the plane crash that happened in San Diego. Some of the details are they're now saying 6 people have been killed in the plane crash. All of them were on board of the plane. They're also saying that there was people injured on the ground, even though yesterday they claimed nobody was injured on the ground. Like I said, new details here. They're saying that the plane was flying in dense fog when it was trying to land. The plane crashed in Murphy Canyon, which is the largest military housing in the country. On board the plane was a talent agency co-founder, I don't know why I can't talk, co-founder, and a drummer from Devil Wears Prada was also on the plane. Hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
Investigators trying to figure out the cause of a small plane crash in a San Diego neighborhood yesterday. 6 people on board the plane were killed and several others on the ground were hurt. KTLA 5's Annie Rose Ramos live from near the scene with this ongoing story. Annie Rose, good morning to you.
Megan, Chris, good morning to you both. That small plane coming from New Jersey, heading here to San Diego, but crashing right in the middle of this neighborhood before it could land. This morning, we know that 6 people were on board. All are now presumed dead. But here on the ground, cars were destroyed, homes were damaged, but we know that no one, incredibly, was injured. It's a fact officials are now calling a miracle.
I can't quite put words to describe what this scene looks like, but with the jet fuel going down the street and everything on fire all at once, it was pretty horrific to see.
We have a plane that has crashed into a residential area. For me, it's a little bit of a miracle, right? A plane hits your house. I don't know exactly how they got out, but I do know that neighbors helped them get out, and that's the beauty of what I love in this neighborhood too. And military looking out for one another. They did exactly what they did to try to help each other.
First responders getting a call at 3:45 a.m. Thursday, arriving on scene and finding a street on fire with multiple homes and cars burned where the plane went down and jet fuel rolling down the street and igniting everything in its path. The Cessna 550 took off from New Jersey just before midnight Wednesday, stopping to refuel in Wichita, Kansas, before crashing just north of San Diego. The pilot heard asking air traffic control about the weather before deciding to land in dense fog.
Yeah, just wanted to know if you really had any idea of the weather. All right, doesn't sound great, but we'll give it a go.
Struck power lines about 2 miles southeast of the airport, then collided with a house. So we found fragments of the airplane that are not yet to be identified underneath the initial power lines, and then we do have a wing on the road just on the other side here, and the remainder of the wreckage appears to be on the street just behind you.
About 100 people on the ground were evacuated, waking up in the middle of the night to this thunderous crash and subsequent explosions. This area is called Murphy Canyon, the largest military housing neighborhood in the country. This crash sending neighbors helping each other to escape, some even through their windows after they saw a wall of fire.
I looked outside and I just saw orange hue in the sky and smoke.
I get up, instantly call 911. I run across to my neighbor's house, banging, waking him up, letting him know fire. Neighborhood's on fire, plane explosion.
I heard stories over at the school just near us about military families helping military families out of their home, jumping out of windows, avoiding fire. These are families that San Diego values, we're proud of, and we're going to continue to support these military families who are from all over the country.
And this morning, we're learning more about the victims of the crash. Dave Shapiro, co-founder of Sound Talent Group, a music agency that represented artists like Hanson and Sum 41, and Daniel Williams, former drummer for metal band The Devil Wears Prada, who posted on his Instagram Wednesday afternoon that he was boarding the plane with Shapiro. Now back here live in that neighborhood in San Diego where the plane went down. We know investigators with the NTSB now leading this investigation into what could have caused this crash. They are working here on the scene, and they say they will be moving the remnants of the plane to an undisclosed location tomorrow. But in the meantime, they are asking anyone who may have seen anything of this crash, who might have photos or videos of it as it was happening, to contact them immediately.
It's weird that they don't have a reason for why the plane fell out of the sky. They're like, well, it was foggy and stuff. Like, yeah, but the fog doesn't make the plane fall out of the sky. Well, what made the plane fall out of the sky? That's the question here. It's like they're kind of dancing around it. They don't even talk about not knowing it. They're just like, yeah, so when the plane crashed, this is what happened. Yeah, but why did the plane crash? They're just kind of avoiding that. Either way, once again, they said 6 people killed. There was dense fog while the pilot was trying to land the plane. The plane crashed in Murphy Canyon, the largest military housing in the country. On board was a talent agency co-founder, as well as the drummer from Devil Wears Prada. It's kind of a weird plane crash. We've covered a lot of plane crashes, but normally they have either thoughts or confirmation of what caused the plane crash. Like the plane crash we covered in Korea, right? They said that they thought it was a, what did they call it? Not bird struck or what? They think the engines consume birds, and that's what knocked the plane down. We covered the helicopter crash. I mean, so many plane crashes, but they usually have some idea of why the plane crashed. But I'm not hearing that in this scenario, and it's interesting. Also, very little talk about who was all on the plane. 6 people were killed. 2 of them were famous. What about the other 4 people? Like, they weren't famous enough to mention. They're just a bunch of nobodies, so we're not worried about that. I don't know. Seems kind of weird. Either way, next up, woman arrested for aiding New Orleans jailbreak as 5 are still on the loose. Obviously, this is a follow-up on the escapees in New Orleans. They got some details here, but I'm still not exactly sure why these women were arrested. It talks about one specifically, but later on in the video, they talk about how there's 2 other women who have also been arrested. All of them are like girlfriends of sorts to the inmates, but they don't say why they're arrested. They don't say that they actually aided in the escape or anything like that. They're just in jail for being girlfriends. So I don't really understand that, but We'll discuss it when we get there. First, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about this plane crash. Actually, we got a video before we get to the jailbreak. Mamu Khalil. We got to follow up on that. We'll get into it in a second. But first, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about this plane crash in San Diego. Hair Juicer, sorry boss, can't make it today. Plane hit my car. You're fired. Yeah, Hair Juicer, that's exactly how it would be. I remember I smoked a deer. I was delivering pizza. I probably told you guys this. I was delivering pizza and I smoked a deer and I was traveling a ways from the place. I was actually delivering to a wedding. I had like $200 worth of pizza in the car. And I smoked this deer, blew the whole front of my car apart. Had to sit there and wait for the police to show up because I reported the accident and all of that stuff. Had PLPD, had bare minimum insurance, so I'm not getting my car fixed or anything like that. I finally made it back to the store after like 4 hours of sitting on the side of the road. And they told me that they had clocked me out when I had called and told them that I hit the deer. So from that point forward, I was no longer getting paid, which is kind of whatever. It felt a little sketchy, felt like that might be illegal, but they did it anyways. And when I got back to the store, they said I had a week to figure out how to fix my car or else I was fired. And I was like, how the fuck are you going to fire me for hitting a deer? He was like, if you don't have a car, then you're not useful to me as a driver, and I'll have to let you go. And it sucked. I had to order parts from Florida because that's where I had got the car, and the car parts, they didn't sell them up here. So I had to import parts from Florida in order to get my car fixed just so I didn't lose my job. I had to use credit cards to pay for those car parts because I couldn't afford them. Just, I don't know. I'm just used to eating shit, I guess. Russell, I could see calling into work in the military. Sorry, I can't come in. A plane crashed into my house. Do you think you'd still get leave, Russell, or would they penalize you for calling in? Joel Care, a little sketchy on the plane passengers. Yeah, I think so too. Elder Zoomer, happy freedom to you. Ain't got no gas in it. Yeah, maybe that's what it was. Ran out of fuel. Totally carried a plane, hit power lines. Is that what happened? It clipped power lines and that's what knocked it out of the sky? Dusto, too low, clipped power lines sounds like. It's no good. Well, I mean, that kind of makes sense though. They were saying that it was foggy out. Plane was trying to land. Yeah. I mean, that, you know, that kind of ties it all together. What's up, Fry? Happy freedom to you. Information Warlord, damn you, gravity. I was getting in the way of things. Pager Dad, you wouldn't have been there unless you were working. Yeah, I was really pissed about hitting that deer. That's why I don't have that car. It was 93 Subaru Impreza L. It was like the only model that did not come in all-wheel drive, but it was a small, cheap-ass car. It was so cheap to fix that car. Like replacing the axle was like $200. But what I had blown out, the headlights and stuff, I needed the whole fixture replaced, and so I had to pay all this money to have it imported from a scrapyard in Florida because they just didn't have the parts up here because the car was so old. That was the only bad thing about it. Otherwise, getting regular things fixed, like bearings and stuff like that, was so cheap. I think I spent $45 to get the bearings replaced on the front left wheel there. I wish it was like that now. My Subaru costs too much money right now. Russell, it would be an excused absence, no leave. Well, that's good that they'd actually give you the day off if a plane hit your house. I know Burger King wouldn't do that. They'd say, nope, you're screwed. Meta, 2 miles from the landing strip. I did the mileage on the route. Jet was over half fuel. It was fly to low operating on instruments. Hit power lines that ripped the jet apart. Jet ended up destroyed. Let's see. It then destroyed the house. Dave Shapiro was the experienced pilot. Yeah. What's up, Stern? Happy freedom. What's up, Niles Punk? Happy freedom to you. What are you guys arguing in the chat? Only on Twitch. That's why Twitch isn't on the screen, because that's where all the arguing happens. I don't know. Good buddy, old Chevy trucks is where it's at if you're willing to pay for the gas. I like Chevys. I had a Trailblazer for a long time. I've thought about going back to them. I need something all-wheel drive. I just can't afford that stuff right now. I can't afford anything right now. I'm so fucked. What's up, D? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Larry? Happy freedom to you. Oh, Larry, I got to write you back because I got to figure out how you want me to word things. What's up, Rhyme Time? Happy freedom to you. I'm hearing something weird. I think the neighbors are like determined to piss me off today. Agent O, we argue here on CommuTube. It's nothing compared to Twitch. I'll go to Twitch and there will be big ass paragraphs about shit that nobody's talking about. every day that happens. Like talking about foreign problems or talking about conspiracy. It's always something that ain't nobody else talking about, but whatever. As long as they're happy, they can fight all they want to. So like I said, next up is about Mahmoud Khalil. After that, we're talking about the New Orleans jailbreak. But like I said, this next one is jailed Columbia student Khalil, right? Mahmoud Khalil meets his newborn son for the first time. This video is to pull on the heartstrings of Americans, mainly normies who don't know any better. Because everybody else is waiting for this guy to get deported. He's a pro-Hamas activist, not just a protester, but an activist. And he also lied about on his visa to get here. So he's on the way to getting deported. They've already revoked his green card. We're waiting for him to actually go to court to talk about lying on his visa. But in the meantime, the media is working really hard on making everyone feel really bad for Mahmoud Khalil. So like I said, this is a follow-up. The news is trying to pull on the heartstrings. Decisions to deport him has been postponed until a later date. But like I said, his green card has been revoked. Hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
Detained student protester Mahmoud Khalil met his month-old son for the first time on Thursday before an immigration hearing. His attorneys say Khalil visited with his wife, Dr. Noor Abdallah, and their baby Dean inside an immigration court in rural Louisiana. It comes after a judge ruled earlier this week that he must be allowed to meet with his wife after she said she was denied by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Khalil's attorney spoke to reporters after Thursday's hearing.
In talking to him afterwards, it was an incredibly powerful experience. Again, it's a month too late. And it's about time that he got to hold his child.
After the day-long hearing, Judge Jamie Comins did not decide whether the U.S. government can proceed with deporting Khalil and was set to rule at a later date. Khalil is a Palestinian who was born and raised in a refugee camp in Syria. He entered the U.S. on a student visa in 2022 and became a lawful permanent resident last year through his wife, a U.S. citizen. He is a leader in the Columbia University student movement that has criticized Israel's military campaign in Gaza. His son was born after his arrest in early March. The State Department revoked his green card under a little-used provision of U.S. immigration law. It grants the U.S. Secretary of State the power to seek the deportation of any non-citizen whose presence in the country is deemed adverse to U.S. foreign policy interests. While the Trump administration has said his presence could indeed harm U.S. foreign policy interests, Khalil says he is the victim of U.S. repression of free speech. In separate proceedings, a federal judge has blocked Khalil's removal. While considering the student's claim, his arrest was unconstitutional. That order will stand whether Comins rules in favor of deporting him until the broader questions are settled.
All right, brief follow-up there on Mahmoud Khalil. Like I said, he's a pro-Hamas activist. He sympathizes with those terrorists out there. He's the one that was causing a lot of those protests that we were seeing last year during the last school year, where they were building encampments at Columbia and all the other Ivy League schools. He was orchestrating a lot of that stuff. He also lied on his visa. They don't like bringing that up, though. They just want you to cry really hard for him because his baby was born while he was in custody. I wonder how they're going to feel when he gets deported. I've been saying this for months. When he gets deported, I think that's going to really kick off mass protests over the summer. I am so sure we're going to have spicy protests. Just like Carmelo Anthony. When was the last time anybody talked about him? When he goes to prison for the things that he did, right, that he deserves to go to prison for murder. If that happens, that'll kick off mass protests. There's a bunch of irons in the fire right now that all lead to mass protesting. So I think we're going to have a spicy summer. I plan on covering all of that. Either way, next up, woman arrested for aiding New Orleans jailbreak as 5 still on the loose. Now, they don't say exactly how she aided the jailbreak. She sent the guy money, but they didn't really use money to leave. They moved the toilet and they escaped. They didn't use money as far as I could tell. We haven't heard about the maintenance guy getting paid off or anything like that. So it just seems kind of weird that they arrested this woman for sending money. Then they also mentioned 2 other girlfriends for other inmates that escaped were also arrested. They don't say why. It just seems really weird that they're arresting these women without actually providing reasons for doing that. But either way, it's our follow-up on the escapees in New Orleans. It's coming up next. But first, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about Mahmoud Khalil seeing his son for the first time. Russell, you know, I have the tiniest fiddle playing My Heart Bleeds for You for Khalil. Yeah, I mean, he signed up for it. You know, he shouldn't have lied on his visa and all of that. Winston, well, I would not want to separate family members, so they should all split. Yep, they're all going to go back. Just, you know, let them go together. Pumpkin, they should have threw him over the wall to Mexico. You know, that's the easy way to do it, but, you know, we're being really nice to these border crossers here. Pumpkin and meatloaf for supper tonight. Sounds fantastic. Can't wait. 2 carrot pound sand, buddy, go home. Yeah, he's going to go home. I just don't see a way around it. He lied on his visa. He's already had his green card revoked. I have no idea how he's going to stay here. The pro-Hamas protesters claim that this is all over free speech, but he's a terrorist sympathizer. That's not covered under free speech. So he's going to be deported. I just don't see a way around it. Not unless he gets some super liberal judge. But even then, I don't know if that can save him. He's already in ICE custody. Winston, Nola sheriff lady with Riddler glasses may have aided the prisoners. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, they are potentially in the investigation. They want the sheriff and the employees to all step down, and they're also being included in the investigation as potentially an accomplice on helping them escape the jail. Pumpkin, I feel sorry for the baby. They'll make him Muslim. They might. Dan, keep the family together. Deport them all. Yep. Oh, thank you so much, Meta. I will go check it. I got to run to the post office tomorrow, I think. If it's not there, oh no, tomorrow's Saturday. I'll check it on Monday. Thank you, Meta. Meta, Chevy's rule. My heavy Chevy is a beast. Everyone gets out of my way. Yeah. I've had a Ford F-150. I think it was a 98. Had no features. Everything was plastic. And I just hated the damn truck. And then I had a Trailblazer. I don't remember what that was. Maybe a 2003 or something like that. And it had all kinds of features. Like, even though it was a base model, it had all kinds of features. And the interior was so much nicer and more comfortable. I don't know. I like Chevys, but I just can't afford to get an all-wheel drive Chevy right now. Bob, Monday is a holiday, I thought. Oh, fuck, you're right. It is. It's Memorial Day. You guys told me at the beginning of the live it was Memorial Day weekend. I keep forgetting. If I would have never went live today, I wouldn't even know that it was Memorial Day weekend. Damn it. Tuesday, I'll go to the post office. On Tuesday. Devin, Jeff only likes Subarus? Yeah. I do. I just don't know if I can afford to continue on my Subaru habit here. I'm waiting for my wheel to seize up. My front left wheel, it sounds like the bearings are going, and the differential still needs to be replaced, which requires replacing the entire transmission. And I can't afford it, so I'm just waiting for it to seize up on the road. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. DB, quite bluntly, I don't give a shit about him or his wife or the baby. Yeah. I mean, he's on his way out. Like I said, the news is just trying to pull on those heartstrings. That's all they're doing right now. Thank you so much, Proud Patriot Girly. I really appreciate you. What's up, Miss Gen X? Happy freedom to you. Zero, get out. Yep. Elder Zoomer, of course, it's a holiday. It's race weekend. I heard that the NASCAR stuff that's going on this weekend is going to be streamed on Amazon Prime. And they're all excited about it. But I don't know anybody that's even got Amazon Prime. Biking Cat, I was talking about how it was sick about the guy killing the 2 Jewish people, and I got a 6-month ban from Twitch. Twitch banned you? They gave you what, just now? They gave you a suspension? Because we didn't ban you. Twitch is so soft. I can't remember what I was saying something on Twitch the other day, and they gave me a 2-week suspension claiming I was targeting another live streamer. I wasn't. I don't even know another live streamer on Twitch. Met on Wednesday. Thank you for letting me know. I'll write a reminder. Agent O Primeless, yeah. Biking Cat, just now? That's so stupid. I wonder if you got reported. I wonder if those people you were arguing with reported you. Because that's dumb. That's dumb that they did that. I'm sorry you had to deal with that, Biking Cat. It's better over on Rumble anyways. What's up, SOS? Happy freedom to you. Thank you, Dan. I really appreciate you. Hair Juicer, this weekend should have been summer camp. Assholes ruined it so bad that they canceled it. Really? They canceled? I know you were looking forward to that. That sucks. That sucks that they canceled it. Russell, a Dem representative, had the father of the shooter as a guest at Trump's joint session of Congress. You know, that doesn't even surprise me, Russell. The Dems are the worst. All right, hooligans, we're going to move forward here. Like I said, we got to follow up about the escapees in New Orleans. Let's get this pulled up real quick. Like, now, hold up now. All right, this video is titled "Woman Arrested for Aiding New Orleans Jailbreak as 5 are Still on the Loose." They're saying that the jail never requested the crime scene to be processed, and they think that's really weird. This woman arrested was accused of contacting one of the inmates before and after the escape. She also sent him cash on a phone app. 2 other women they're going to show in this video were also arrested that were girlfriends of some of the other escaped inmates. The sheriff and her employees are being included in the investigation. They're saying there's a $20,000 reward for info leading to the 5 escapees' arrests. Hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommiTube, and let's get into this.
So another person arrested overnight in Louisiana for allegedly helping a group of inmates break out of that Louisiana jail. And as of this morning, at least 5 of them are still on the loose. Nate Foy is back in New Orleans with the latest details. Nate, what do you know?
Hey, Lawrence, good morning. So there are a lot of questions as we begin the second week of this manhunt. You mentioned 5 dangerous fugitives remain on the run. And we learned yesterday from the DA, Jason Williams, that the sheriff's office never even requested that the crime scene be processed after the escape. So that certainly raised a lot of eyebrows. And yesterday, the DA's office and NOPD crime scene investigators did exactly that at the jail. And you also mentioned there was another arrest, however, unfortunately, not one of the 5 remaining fugitives. Take a look at the mugshot here. This is Connie Whedon. She's accused of contacting fugitive Jermaine Donald, who's accused of murder, before and after the escape. Authorities say that she also sent him cash on a phone app. She's now the 3rd woman arrested after the escape. A source tells Fox the other 2 are girlfriends of 2 of the fugitives. Meanwhile, the DA talked about the mistakes made by the sheriff's office and the lack of communication immediately after the escape.
Time is of the essence in terms of catching escaped fugitives. If they escape at 12:30, immediately upon awareness of that, we need to make sure that the public is notified, the media is notified, because if that had happened, in all likelihood, all 10 of these individuals would be in custody by now.
Lawrence, how about this? The DA is also asking the sheriff and her employees to voluntarily submit fingerprints and DNA samples as they conduct a criminal investigation into the escape. Take a look. These 5 inmates remain on the run. 3 of them are murder suspects or convicts. There's a $20,000 reward for information leading to their arrest. And investigators believe that those 5 guys are still here in the city of New Orleans. They're confident. They say they have strong intelligence on them. However, it's been since Tuesday night that they've made an arrest on one of these escaped inmates. We'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Nate.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
All right. That's our follow-up on the escapees in New Orleans, obviously. I still don't understand what the women are arrested for. The one supposedly made contact before and after, which makes me wonder, how do they know that she made contact after the escape happened? And I don't know what her sending money to one of the inmates has to do with the escape at all. They didn't, and I haven't heard anything about them using money to escape. They conned the maintenance guy to shut the water off. They opened the half-assed door that they were having issues with to that unmanned cell. They moved the toilet. They went through the back room. They escaped that way. So I don't know why her sending money matters. And then the other 2 women that were brought up in the video there, they don't even say what they did. So I don't know how these 3 women are being accused of aiding in the escape of these inmates. It kind of feels like they're doing this just to make it look like they're doing something, because it's the people in the jail's fault that this even happened. Like, they don't ever bring up the camera footage thing. There's cameras in all these cells. I would assume any jail I've been inside, there's cameras right there in the cells watching you shower and shit and brush your teeth and everything else. So why aren't they talking about the camera footage? Because they could watch the inmates do all of these, this activity and stuff. So it kind of feels like they're just arresting anybody and everybody who could potentially be connected to these inmates just to make it look like they care. Because the public is asking for the sheriff and all the sheriff's employees to step down, and they're also being included in the investigation as potentially aiding the inmates in their escape. So I don't know. I don't understand why these women are being arrested. Maybe there's reasons, but they didn't clearly define those in the video. Next up, we got a video titled "New Video Emerges, Judge Accused of Obstructing ICE Agents." This is Judge Dugan here. This is a follow-up on her situation. This is camera footage from inside the courthouse, watching her be the distraction while the illegal tries to escape the courthouse. It's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about this follow-up on the New Orleans escape jailbreak situation. 0 bribes. They bribe people to help them. See, but they haven't said anything like that. They, like with the maintenance guy, they didn't say... all they said was they told the maintenance guy to shut the water off, and he did. And then they turned around on the second follow-up and said that he was forced. They forced him to turn the water off. So it makes me wonder, like, that doesn't sound like money to me. It sounds like threats. So I'm just wondering, like, who did they bribe? Guess being butt ugly looking like a used butthole must be legal, so they didn't charge them. Yeah, that's what it was, guess. You have the right to be ugly in this country. It's unfortunate, but you know, it's the way things are. Russell being arrested for being rough looking. I spoke too soon. Guess I'm aiding, abetting, and harboring. Yeah. Russell, they need to get Dog the Bounty Hunter on this. Every time I think of Dog the Bounty Hunter, I think of South Park. I think of Cartman and his little theme song there. Guess is it dead or alive? I don't know. They don't mention it. I think they don't want to tease people. SOS. I agree. Inmates were running the joint. That's what it sounds like. And I guess this isn't the first time that people have escaped this facility. Jack, CCOT styles needed. Yep. Yeah, they'd never escape CCOT. Guess they may have said something, but no one can understand that language in New Orleans. Where they speak Creole or whatever. They speak like some sort of slant French. I can't speak French. You gotta do all those oohs, and I can't do that. I say rough. Like, I can't say like I can't do it. I can't do it. I'll never be able to speak French. That's why I went with Korean. Ghostly, Twitch do be commies. They probably have a wrench watching and just hate the viewers. Yeah. We never grow on Twitch. I don't know why. Somebody watches over us on Twitch. It's like that on YouTube also. We used to be fine, but then I cut my dreads off and then that was it. That's where I screwed up. Harley Davidson, you got something very interesting to talk about? I'm all ears. DB, ugly is alright, but fugly really rattles me. I mean, sometimes it sneak up like it's going to bite you. You never know. What's up, Mac and Stud? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Jim? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Bob Roberts? Happy freedom. Biking Cat is at a private prison. I'm not sure. Do we know the name of the actual jail? Or is it a prison? Let me see. Let me see if I can figure out what it's called. It's the Orleans Justice Center. It's not a private facility. Totally care. You pick it up if you live there? Yeah, I assume so. I think most languages are like that. I'm really weird about that stuff. I get around people that have accents, and I have to fight to not start sounding like I have the same damn accent. I don't know why, but my brain just wants to start replicating the accents around me, and I hate it. I get around British people. Like when I was younger, there was always people from the UK coming up to Ludington to visit, and I'd get around those people and start like kind of sounding like them, and I always hate that. I don't know why my brain does that. Harley Davidson, have you ever seen the old comedy Perfect Strangers? No, I don't think so. I don't think I've ever heard of that. Tori Wayne, you're the same way with accents? Why are we like this, Tori Wayne? Happy freedom to you. Tori Wayne, I thought I was crazy, like more than normal. No, you're just a hooligan. Guess I'm crayons. Yeah. My accent is rough enough, it doesn't need any help. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and move forward here. Like I said, new video emerges. Judge accused of obstructing ICE agents. Now, like I said, this is Judge Dugan here. It's a follow-up. And they're doing, all this publicity, but I really think they're going to dismiss her charges. In this video, they're going to be talking about how the judge is talking with ICE agents as a distraction to help the illegal escape. She's being charged with obstruction and concealing a person from arrest. Her lawyer claims that she was acting in her official capacity and that she has judicial immunity. Hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube. And let's get into this.
Newly released video appears to show a Wisconsin judge speaking to a federal agent who came to her courtroom last month to arrest an illegal immigrant. Judge Hannah Dugan facing federal charges after being accused of helping the migrant slip out of court. That video, released by Milwaukee County in response to an open records request, is now part of the evidence in the case against her. Senior correspondent Eric Sean following this story for us. Good morning, Eric.
Hi, good morning, Jackie. Well, prosecutors say the video shows the escape with the black-robed judge sworn to uphold the law, instead breaking it. Authorities say this video that you see right there was released by the county. It shows Milwaukee County Judge Hannah Dugan, they say, talking with ICE agents who came to arrest Eduardo Flores Ruiz. They say she was deliberately distracting the federal agents as Flores Ruiz fled through a side exit of the courtroom with his attorney that you see there. We're told by a person familiar with the case that it's not uncommon for attorneys and their clients to exit from that doorway when trying to avoid a conflict. The Diamond says the judge was telling the agents they needed a warrant to put Flores Ruiz into custody. According to court documents, the judge told Flores Ruiz that his attorney to use that exit from the courtroom. It's usually not open to the public, mostly used by the jurors. He is then seen running outside, you see there, from the courthouse for almost a block before he is eventually arrested by ICE agents. Flores Ruiz is charged in a domestic battery incident, accused of hitting his roommate 30 times and his roommate's girlfriend because they would not turn their music down. Officials say Flores Ruiz illegally entered our country from his native Mexico in 2013. He was deported but came back. As for Judge Dugan, well, she has pled not guilty to the federal charges of obstruction and concealing a person from arrest. Her lawyers say she was acting in her official capacity and has judicial immunity. But critics accuse the Trump administration of overreaching in this case by arresting a judge. The prosecutors say no one is above the law, and Judge Dugan, who traded her gavel for handcuffs, violated her oath, and they say for that, she should be held in account. Jackie,
Eric Sean, thank you for that. Appreciate it.
Hey, it's Will Kane. Click here.
Okay. Now I'm going to read this to you guys because this is relevant to this story. Back in 2018, someone by the name of Judge Shelley Joseph was facing federal charges for allegedly helping an undocumented border crosser evade immigration and customs enforcement, ICE, and had her federal obstruction of justice charges dropped in 2022. The charges were dismissed after Joseph agreed to refer herself to the Massachusetts Commission of Judicial Conduct. She was subsequently reinstated as a judge in Boston Municipal Court later that year. So back in 2018, a judge did exactly what Dugan did, and the charges were dismissed, and she went back to being a judge. And so there is a very good chance that even though they're putting this all over the screen and oh, it looks great, oh, accountability popped its head in, nope, psych, they're going to pull the rug from underneath us, and I bet you they're going to dismiss her charges, which is totally bullshit. I think that she deserves some real accountability, not her job back. Right now, she's currently on paid leave. She's on paid suspension or something like that right now. But I really think they're going to throw these charges out. She'll be back to doing the same old, same old. I hate to say that, but like I said, in that situation in 2018, it's almost identical to this situation, and they let that person go back to being a judge. So I don't know. I stay hopeful, but I am realistic about life. And that's usually what makes people walk away from the live, but I can't help it. It's just the way that God made me. Next up, we got the last little bit of the news. It's titled, ICE Agents Take People into Custody at Phoenix Courthouse. This is ICE agents doing their job and getting this mass deportation underway. They found a neat little strategy here, because we keep hearing about how the poor border crossers aren't getting due process and this, that, and the other. We've also covered videos where they're talking about how courts are pissed because some of these illegals are committing crime, and instead of holding them accountable, we're just deporting them. And so this is the best of both worlds in this situation. These ICE agents are waiting for illegals to go to court, and when their charges are being dismissed, meaning they have no open court cases, the ICE agents are going in and detaining these illegals and getting them all set up for due process to be deported out of the country. So they got a nice little strategy that's working here, and then that's why I saved this for the last news of the day. Of course, we got the fun stuff coming up next, but either way, that's the next little piece of news we got. But first, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about Judge Dugan and her situation. Cap Seamus, they're really going to get all Pikachu-faced when vigilanteism comes back full force. Yeah, Captain Seamus, I've been saying this. I've been saying this for so long. I'm shocked that we don't have more vigilante justice going on. Not that I want it, and I'm not encouraging it. I'm just saying, when the police aren't doing anything, the prosecutors aren't doing anything, the courts aren't doing anything, the judges, are standing in the way of the Trump agenda and letting illegals off the hook and stuff like that, allowing criminals to continue being criminals, so on and so forth. You get to a point where you realize no one's coming to save us. No one is coming to save us. And if you get a whole community of people feeling that way, like in a small area that's being targeted by crime, whether it's illegals or otherwise, generally people will stand up and start standing against this. They will stop worrying about the law. Now, we don't want these things to happen, but man, we cover so much news where it's like the same thing over and over and over again. The only people who get fucked over in this country are people that follow the law. And the more that message grows, the less people will follow the law. That's just the way things are. And I don't want that to happen, but man, I am surprised we don't have more vigilante stories to cover. Captain Seamus, just keep documenting who is doing the evil in our name. Absolutely. Guess got a nice little image here of Dugan. Yep, wide load. She is, and she takes him. That's crazy. It's a doubly. Russell, give her a mushroom stamp and send her to jail. That's right. That's right. That's real justice. Zero again with the one handcuff. Yeah, publicity stunts. Zero, vigilante stories being hidden. I think so too. I think if the news started reporting that people were doing vigilante justice, I think instead of people becoming scared, they would become empowered. They would be encouraged by those stories. And so I think the same thing. I think vigilante stories will not hit the news because of that. MU, no accountability snatches away our hopes and dreams. Never comes to those who deserve it. It's true, MU. Yep. What's up, Trapper? Happy freedom to you. Thank you so much, Trapper, for reposting the live yesterday. I really appreciate it. Hey, thank you for being here, Rappy. Enjoy the rest of your day. Jack, the wood chipper would struggle with all that useless flab. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You just got to make sure you don't get it from Harbor Freight, Told to Kara she needs a TDS warning label on her, like the wide load sign. Yeah, that's what the front said. We just saw the back, but the front had the TDS warning on it. Biking cat, lock her up. Yep, absolutely. Jack, lock her up. It makes sense. She's helping an illegal evade ICE. How is that a part of her official capacity? How do they even make that crap up? Told to Care also have mimic tendencies. It must be a survival thing, Told to Care, that our brain just snaps into, mimicking our surroundings. What's up, Sergeant Tripod? Happy freedom to you. I keep trying to read the Rumble bot. You know how ridiculous that is? Because I wrote everything that the Rumble bot says. It's so ridiculous. What's up, Zeus Boo? Happy freedom to you. The judge should be held to a higher standard of the law, considering they get to met out punishment regarding it. Yeah, I think the same thing. I think police officers and judges should be held to like the highest standard, because the officers enforce the law and the judges make decisions based on the law, which means both of them know the law very well. So when they break the law, they knew absolutely what they were doing. I think it should be a situation where they should be looking at max sentence every time they break the law. And it's not because I hate cops or anything like that, but they are in such a position of power that when they become corrupt, that is like one of the most dangerous things walking around on our streets, is a corrupt cop or a corrupt judge. And so they should be held to a high standard, in my opinion, not be given immunity. I understand undercover situations where they need a little bit of immunity or whatever, but have you ever seen the way police officers drive? They drive that way because of their immunity. When they're like breaking the speed limit, turning with no turn signals, sideswiping cars, driving over the curb, driving on the sidewalk, not respecting the traffic lights or stop signs. They do that because of immunity, but it makes everything dangerous. That's why they text and drive, right? They're on their phones while they're driving because they got immunity. It shouldn't be that way. Harley Davidson. One of the main characters is a border crosser in Perfect Strangers. On an episode earlier, they were talking about him getting legal status and mentioned this act called the American Dream Act, which is very interesting because it involves in what is going on now with border crossers being deported. That's interesting, Harley Davidson. I'll have to check it out. There's a lot of hooligans saying that Perfect Strangers is pretty good to watch. Harley Davidson, they're insane when they drive. They do. I know they rough those cruisers up. I know they sell those cruisers on auctions and stuff, and sometimes you can get them for a deal. Sometimes they even have like the police package still intact and whatnot, but the way they drive those cars, I would never buy a police cruiser. Vinny C. Vigilante news is good news. Only bad news travels fast. You're right, Vinny C. What's up, Danny? Happy freedom. You buy a lot of tools from Harbor Freight? Well, ain't nothing wrong with that. Some people don't like it, but I know a lot of people that go to Harbor Freight to get tools because of the warranty. They can just keep bringing the tools back after they break them. I'm hearing people banging or something. Not like that, you dirty hooligans. Hey, thank you for being here, DB. Enjoy the rest of your day. Proud Patriot Girl, of course it's Trump's fault. Yeah, everything's Trump's fault. You guys didn't know Trump smacked the plane out of this guy in San Diego? Trump did it. Yes, I'm speaking of gamers. Warcraft banned teabagging, such BS. I think I heard that. Guess I didn't know they were actually enforcing it though. Russell, drive it like you stole it. That's humorous. Captain Seamus, you just bought this? Captain Seamus just went out and bought this because we were talking all that shit about Harbor Freight. He was like, oh yeah? Watch me do this. Nice little wire stripper cutter crimper. There you go. Probably was $24. That's more than I thought it was going to be. It's got good reviews though. Thank you so much, Guessum, for that $10 donation over on Rumble. Really appreciate you, Guessum. Thank you so much for the help. Says, happy Memorial Day weekend, Jeff. Happy Memorial weekend to you too, Guessum. Thank you. SOS, Harbor Freight is a human right. I hear you. Sergeant Tripod, Crown Vics don't die. Yeah, but they drive the hell out of those Chargers and the Suburbans and stuff like that. I know those Crown Vics last forever, but the newer the cars are, the less they last. What's up, my feed? Happy freedom. Lock her up and she's no good for the court system. Jail time. And she's breaking the law. I agree, my feed. Harley Davidson, $25 hairs. That's a ripoff. I don't know. Maybe they're badass. I'd have to see. It's more expensive than I thought it was going to be. Sassy Patriot, I was dating a cop, and his entire shift, he'd be texting and sending me pictures. So professional. Well, yeah. You must have been worth it, Sassy Patriot. What's up, Cheeky Chops? Happy freedom to you. I did get your emails. I'm going to check them right after the live and get the tracking number and all of that. But thank you so much, Cheeky Chops. Yeah, if you hooligans are trying to write me, make sure to tag my name. Because sometimes you guys are talking to each other, and I can't tell the difference sometimes. So don't feel like I'm ignoring you. Tag my name, and that way I have an easier time. Because I'm reading 6 chats here. I always forget to remind you guys of that. Kept Seamus 20% off sale. Can't beat that. Kept Seamus niece's state highway patrol. They have her in a Durango. Yeah. Those Durangos are badass. The police package in it and all that. Biking Cat, they have a few tools from Harbor Freight that actually outperform big name brands. I had somebody tell me that all tools break. And so if you can get something for cheap from Harbor Freight and it's got a lifetime warranty, then who cares what it says on the hammer or the wrench or whatever? Because you're going to break it anyways and you could take it back. So, it's hard to argue with that. Either way, we're going to get into the last little bit of the news before we get into the fun stuff. This is titled, ICE Agents Take People into Custody at the Phoenix Courthouse. Like I said, they're just hanging out in the parking lot, waiting for illegals to get through their due process. And once their charges is dismissed, ICE goes in there and picks them up. Like I said, in this video, they're going to be talking about how ICE was going into the courthouse to detain illegals and then would be faced with protesters as they would leave the courthouse with the detainees. The court cases for the illegals are being dismissed, so the feds feel that there's now nothing in the way of starting the deportation process for these illegals, and that's their strategy they're using here. Maybe they'll start doing this across the country. Either way, hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommiTube, and let's get into this.
Okay, we begin at 4 with a Fox 10 News alert. Multiple people brought out of immigration court in handcuffs by ICE officers this afternoon.
Yeah, it was a chaotic scene with demonstrators shouting, pushing, and shoving outside the court. It all unfolded just about an hour and a half ago. Fox 10 Steve Nielsen is live outside the courthouse in downtown Phoenix. Steve, what can you tell us about what happened today?
Well, it was interesting just to watch the process here of how ICE was operating and how the protesters were responding. ICE agents, they were camped out inside of this parking structure on the other side of the building. Now, just across that parking structure on the other side of the parking lot here, ICE agents would go inside, they would detain people, and then bring them out to the front as protesters surrounded them. When agents would emerge from that building, protesters would shout a lot of things, including "No more ICE, no more ICE," many other things. It got really tense at times as they would surround an unmarked van that masked ICE agents would be bringing these detained people to. It led to pushing and shoving on both sides at different points. This repeated itself a second time as well as ICE agents went back up to detain more people. This all started yesterday with what appears to be a change in legal strategy by prosecutors here, by the administration. ICE has not commented, but an immigration attorney told us that the feds are dismissing all of the pending cases, and by doing that, they have nothing in front of the court. So agents believe they have the authority then to go in and detain them as those people exit the courtroom.
They were here doing what they're supposed to do at immigration court and were arrested by ICE.
Unfortunately, as soon as he stepped out of the waiting room area of the court, right where the elevators are, there were several federal agents waiting to talk to him, and they detained him right away.
Now, Interesting here. We've reached out to ICE. We've also reached out to Arizona House Republicans to see if they have any comment on what's going on here. We haven't heard back from any of them today, as this has been a pretty chaotic scene out here. Court did wrap up, though, about an hour and a half ago. And when that happened, the ICE agents left, and it's gotten much quieter. Just a few protesters still standing around, but nothing more than that at this point. This is not the only place in the country where this has been happening. This has happened at other courtrooms across the country as well today. Reporting live, Steve Nielsen, Fox 10 News.
Steve, can we hang on for a second here? Do we know whether these people will in fact be deported, or are they being held somewhere?
I'd love to have that information. We have reached out to ICE. We've been asking these questions. We haven't heard back on what's happening. It was interesting to talk to that immigration attorney, Isaac Ortega. He represents a client who was trying to seek asylum from Venezuela. He went through the process as he's legally supposed to, according to the attorney, and had this case pending. When they took him in today, he told his client, don't answer any questions you don't think you need to, and don't sign anything, because he was afraid that his client would be handed something where he would be allowing himself to be sent somewhere else or to be deported. So it's not clear where exactly they've all been taken or what's happening at this point.
Yeah, and Steve, too, I think the fear, I guess, within the migrant community is that if this is happening when you're showing up at immigration court, do you show up? And then if you don't show up, then you certainly could be deported.
Well, exactly. It's a double-edged sword there. That's why it's an interesting legal strategy shift here that we have seen from the feds. I heard multiple people make that point to me today, is that this just creates a new situation where people are going to stop. The people that are following this process, they believe in the legal way that they are required to and supposed to, doing it the right way, are now going to stop showing up to court. But again, if you don't show up to court, though, you can also get deported for that reason as well. So a lot going on here to parse out.
Steve, one more thing before we let you go. This is a fascinating story. Do we have any information on whether the people taken today have criminal backgrounds beyond immigration violations?
I can tell you only about the one person specifically that Isaac Ortega was representing, his person from Venezuela. He told me that he was fleeing from a very bad situation in Venezuela and does not have a criminal history. That is what he told me today.
Okay. Steve Nielsen tonight. Steve, thanks.
And I will say, too, he also stressed this is not illegal immigration. That was what he was stressing to me. This is someone who came to the border, asked what to do, went through the CB app, did all of those things he was supposed to do. Not illegal immigration.
No, that's true, but we do know a lot of these asylum claims are phony. I mean, it's just a fact.
Absolutely. No, and that's very true as well. There's a process for that to figure that out. It looks like this is sort of a workaround, though, to get out of that.
Interesting. Okay. Steve, thanks.
Yeah.
Steve, thank you.
Protesters and ICE.
Okay, so mass deportation is still happening. I like how they try to make it a sad story at the end there, though. They're like, well, if the illegals are getting picked up at the courthouse, well, then they're not going to show up to court. Well, that's okay. They'll go to their house and pick them up. They're not worried about it. You get deported if you go to court. You get deported if you don't go to court. So, whatever's whatever. As long as they get deported, that's all we care about. Once again, they were saying that ICE was going into the courthouse to detain illegals, and then they would be met with protesters as they left the courthouse with the detainees. The court cases for the illegals are being dismissed. So the feds are using that as a strategic time to go in there and start the deportation process, since there is no court cases standing in the way. That is the last little bit of the news. Next up, we're going to get into the fun stuff. We will be opening today's door of the Advent calendar sent to us by Tori Wayne. We got 2 funny videos of the day. First one's titled "Damn It, Carl," and our official funny video of the day is titled "Hooligans Every Time We Get Caught Being Right." All that's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what your hooligans think about ICE agents taking people into custody directly from the courthouse. Here, Juice, my coworker got a police charger. It's bodacious. That's awesome. What's up, Kilgore? Happy freedom. Just send them offers for free TVs and sneakers. They'll show up for that. That's true. That's true. They will. Stoner, do it the right way is coming in legally. Yeah, not trying to come under some sanctuary program. And I'm glad that they brought that up because the news generally doesn't. They're like, oh, yeah, but a lot of people lie about seeking asylum. Like, oh, finally now you're going to say that. After 4 years of being like, oh, these poor asylum seekers. Like, no. Everybody was coming in illegally. They just picked 5 categories of coming here illegally. That's what the news did. Jack, there's no double-edged sword. It's the law. End. End of story. Yeah, exactly, Jack. Cheeky Chops, tell PayPal to take you to court. They're going to send the shit to collections. I have 10 days to pay like $5,000 or else they're going to send my shit to collections and I don't know what's going to happen. A lot of stuff that runs the live gets paid for through PayPal, and I'm being fucked so bad, but I'm trying not to talk about it. I got 2 terrible things happening to me at the same time. I'm just trying to do my job, though. I'm a mess when I'm not working because of what's happening to me. What's up, Enter User? Happy freedom to you. Meta. Jeff has a huge, handsome Klaus Daniels cat, and Snooks is smoking hot. You're not wrong. Meta. Klaus Daniels, you coming to work today? Hey. Hey, come here. Come here. Everybody wants to see you. They said, put your big, furry kitty on the screen. Come here. Come here. I'll give you treats. I will. I promise. He's like, you promise? Okay. Come here, big buddy. Oh, there's a whole cat here. Oh, he's a big baby. Oh, he's a big baby. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Look at you. Look at you. Big old Klaus Daniels here. Mm-hmm. We're going to have to move the chat to the other side of the screen. He always looks so happy to see everybody. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. Big old piglet cat. Mm-hmm. Yes. All right. Now that everybody knows I didn't turn you into Klaus tacos, some Klaus fried rice. Scratch that booty. It's a big booty on a kitty. You know that? You grow it yourself? Look at you. You're a good boy. Yeah, you're a good boy. All right. All right. TBD, Klaus is illegal. He ain't illegal. He's got his shots and everything. He's got a clean record. TBD, those illegals are lying. Well, yeah, that's what they do. That's what they do. What's up, Cheryl? Happy freedom. Love seeing my tax doll hairs being used for the right thing. That's right, Cheryl. I feel the same way. Corey Luca, I heard some Detroit rapper, some dude's drive-by wanted his ride, I guess. I heard that. I don't know who that rapper is. Stills or Stilla or something like Skills, maybe? I saw a clip talking about that. Did he die? I know he got shot in a drive-by. A bunch of people in the comments were saying he's been shot before. I don't know. It's not good, though. I know that. So, Bob, happy freedom to you. Bob, how is he already there if he is seeking asylum and hasn't got it yet? I'm not sure. I think that they were just throwing that out there. Fleeing his crimes in Venezuela, most likely. I should pick people up in the middle of the night while they're sleeping. I think they do. I think they do in certain cases. The problem is everybody's always worried about due process and stuff. They weren't worried about due process for the J6ers, but man, these illegals, they love them. Zero, illegal is illegal. Arrest them. Arrest and ship them out. The typo is hilarious, though. Guess I'll write you right after the live and let you know. No, hair juicer. I don't have a lawyer and I can't afford one. Guess I'm Klaus Dashian. Yeah, he is. The Klaus Dashian. Catching up with Klaus. What's up, Neurodivergent? Happy freedom to you. Also, for you hooligans over on Rumble, we got to figure out who we're raiding out to yesterday. We did a last-minute raid to Eddie Block yesterday. I don't know if he didn't notice or what. I was sitting there watching the live, and it was like, I don't know. He just did not pay any attention to us raiding him. Neurodivergent, we're near the end. We're near the end. We got, probably another 30 or 40 minutes left or so. We're about done with the news, though. No, I appreciate you, cheeky chops. Meta, Klaus is so socialized. You've done a great job raising him. I try. Yeah, we're going to be doing a raid on Rumble. We got to figure out who we're going to raid to. It'll be near the end, though. Corey Lucas Stills. Yeah. What's up, Cope? Happy freedom to you. Guess Eddie just kept talking. Yeah, I was surprised by that because, I don't know Eddie Black personally, but we know of each other from covering the protests and stuff. He was in the protests and we were showing his live and stuff like that. We've always been cool with Eddie Black. When I found out he joined Rumble, I went and followed him immediately. And I guess he recognized when that happened. So I thought when we rated him that, I don't know, I thought it would matter a little bit more than it seemed to. But either way, still showing love to Eddie Block. Zero, he said happy freedom, all confused, and then didn't notice at all. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't have anything bad to say about Eddie Block. I just was surprised that he didn't recognize the raid a little bit more, but whatever's whatever. We just got to figure out who we're gonna raid on Rumble after the live. So if you guys know anybody, because I'm trying not to revisit the same streams over and over again. I don't know a whole lot of live streamers, so if you guys figure out who we're gonna raid over on Rumble, and they got to be live. They got to be live when we do the thing. We'll do that at the end. Otherwise, we're going to move forward here. We're getting into the fun stuff. Like I said, we're going to open today's door of the Advent calendar sent to us by Tori Wayne. And we got 2 funny videos of the day coming up. But first, I want to remind you, hooligans, if you would like to support the live to keep us running, you're welcome to use the links in the description in order to send donations. You can do that by using PayPal, Cash App, Stripe, Zelle, Venmo, Locals, Buy Me a Coffee, or you can even send crypto. Like I said, we're going to open today's door of the Advent calendar sent to us by Tori Wayne. Pretty excited to see what we get today. That hot sauce we tried yesterday was hot. That stuff was so hot. I don't know if we're going to be trying hot sauce today, but man, that stuff from yesterday was so hot. I can't remember what it was called. I can't remember. It was called something weird. It was so hot, though. Either way, let's see what we got. Today is day 10, I guess. Ooh. Give it to me. This is something else I've never heard of. It's NAGO. What is that word? I'm not saying that out loud. The Twitch will be just bending me over that. Something Jolokia sauce. I don't know. The fact that I can't say it makes me feel like it is probably hot. Look at that orange color there. It's probably good. It's probably good. Thank you so much, Tori Wayne. I appreciate you. All right. Hold on. We'll do the thing for the Pledge of Allegiance. We're going to get into these funny videos really quick. And then, of course, we got the Pledge of Allegiance coming up afterwards. Let's get this first one pulled up. Now, I went out in the wild and found this one myself. So I'm giving myself the credit for this one. Can we do this? All right, there we go. Do. This is Damn It, Carl.
Drop it. Drop it. Carl. Do. No. Go.
Damn it, Carl. See, I don't have those problems. Klaus Daniels doesn't like eating people food, which is good. That's a good thing. I eat my Cheetos and stuff. Carl, on the other hand, he's a bastard. Anyways, moving forward, this is our official funny video of the day. Oop, just click the wrong button, as I do. This is titled Hooligans. Every time we get caught being right. We just can't help it. Getting caught being right. Well, hooligans, that is all the coffee I had for you guys today. I'm going to grab this Linktree link really quick. We're going to drop it in all the chats. We're going to read through. We have the Pledge of Allegiance coming up. Tori Wayne, my husband, loves to give that look. It's just it's a man thing. Alright, hooligans. There's that Linktree link where all of my links are listed. So if you'd like to make donations, join membership programs, or purchase any merch, would really appreciate it. All of your guys' contributions keep us running every day except for Sunday, because we got to have a day to recharge those batteries. Definitely go join Discord. Discord is our free hooligan community. It's the best way to be notified every single time we go live. The hooligans are there keeping the conversation going 24/7. And we have 2 news boards to keep you up to date with everything going on around the world. So definitely go join Discord. If you're feeling real saucy, go join jeffmaclive.com. Over on the website, it is the best way to experience the live. Our built-in chat has more ability than any other platform. You can post memes and GIFs and custom emojis and links and all kinds of stuff right there while watching the live. You will also have access to Hooligans Alley, which is our private social media area. You'll have access to the forums, the arcade, and the advanced messaging system with the built-in group chats. Plus, today is Friday, so right after the live, we will be doing our voice chat, which is a lot of fun. We learn a lot, and we laugh our asses off. So definitely go get yourself a membership for jeffmaclive.com. It's the home of the hooligans. Like I said, we're going to read through, and we got the Pledge of Allegiance coming up next. Hair Juicer, you just made some hot sauce? That's awesome. Sweating, just spooning it into the jars. That's so badass. I wish I could try it, Hair Juicer. Russell Magnum PI, awesome. I've never seen it. Cap Seamus, Magnum PI was great at breaking the fourth wall. I can tell. Cap Seamus, damn it, Carl. Yep. I love the way that Rick says Carl. He's like, Carl. You don't even say Carl. He's like, Carl. Oh, Carl. Especially when his wife died. Russell, I'm a member. Yes, you are, Rumble. Yes, you are, Russell. You are official. You're official hooligan over there. Plastic Quack, did you get the clips to work? I don't think they work. And the suggestion for Rumblebot is to contact customer service. Because when you type in iClip in the chat, exactly like you just did, it's supposed to respond with a link. And the link is supposed to take you to the server that's hosting these clips. But for some reason, it just doesn't work right. So I got to contact customer service because nothing ever works right for me for some reason. And see if they can get it working for us. But Ghostly's been getting clips over on Twitch. And they're fantastic. I'm going to be posting them probably on the YouTube Shorts. Maybe later today if I can make some time. Ghostly, ever seen llamas with hats? No, I have not. Totally care. We still love you even if you haven't seen shit. Yeah, I know. You guys like me nice and naive. You know, that's part of the appeal here. Thank you so much, Enter User, for gifting a sub over on Rumble. You're a badass. Thank you, Enter User. Dutton, I tried clipping when you did the Elon salute. I did not do that. I was pointing in a direction. It was taken out of context. I'm sticking to it. Russell, I like strip poker. It's not going to be that kind of voice chat, Russell. I hate to break it to you. Captain Seamus, you got the strippers. You do. You do. That's right. And we showed everyone the strippers on the live. Never seen a live like this. Russell, no clothes allowed during voice chat. Well, I got to represent. I got to at least wear the t-shirt, What's up, Sam? Happy freedom to you. Sam, you should join us in the voice chat. Meta, thinking the same thing at the same time. Crack me up. I'll be typing and you will answer the question before I can hit send. Great minds. Yeah. Harley Davidson, that one looks very, very spicy, so I just do a little dab. Yeah, it does look spicy. I'm trying not to rip the little hairs out of my wig. It does. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow we'll try it. I don't have anything. I don't have all my stuff to try hot sauce right now. Remind me tomorrow. Tomorrow's Free Speech Saturday, so all you hooligans that watch on YouTube and Twitch, you'll have to use that Linktree link to make your way to a better platform. There will not be any YouTube or Twitch live tomorrow, but of course we will be doing Coffee with Hooligans, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, or a little bit later, but right in there. That's what I aim for every day. Either way, keep that in mind. Vinny C, was that Tom Selleck? I don't know. I don't know actors' names. The only way I know actors is if you're like, oh, it's that one dude from this movie or that one woman from this movie. Otherwise, I don't know people. What's up, Rhonda? Happy freedom. What's up, Dirtbike Freedom? Happy freedom to you. What's up, EFO? Happy freedom. Bob. Thailand chili peppers. That's what's in it. That's what that first word is. Yeah, I can't say that out loud until tomorrow. 0. Let me see. Are they even on the screen, though? They look like they're just playing other people's stuff. They're not really contributing to the live. We'll see. And how long have they been running this live stream? There's a bunch of scammers on Rumble. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'll think about it. I'll think about that one. Either way, ran through and we got the pledge coming up. I'll check that one really quick. 0. We're trying to figure out who to raid here in a little bit. Yeah, we'll do High Castle. They're doing the thing. Why not, right? So we'll do that in a second. We'll do High Castle. We'll raid High Castle. Maybe they'll appreciate it. Either way, we're reading through a little bit more, and then we got the pledge coming up. Stoner, I missed a stop mowing. What does that mean? What's up, Plastic Quack? Happy freedom. It looks like the Rumble bot isn't active. There might be something you have to do to allow it to your channel. No, the Rumble bot wrote right underneath your comment, just like this. It does work. The only thing it doesn't do is the damn clip. It doesn't do the clip function for some reason. It does everything else it's supposed to do, though. Meta, Tom Selleck from Blue Bloods. No, I've never seen Blue Bloods. That's the hard thing, is I haven't seen anything. So you're like, oh, it's this one actor from this movie. Chances are I don't even know what the movie is. I'm difficult for no reason. Harley Davidson, did you do one yesterday? I could have swore you said maybe tomorrow. Yesterday too. No, yesterday we did something, some other kind of hot sauce. I can't remember what it was. And I think we did it at the end. We were supposed to do it in the beginning, and I had forgot multiple times. We did do it, but it was so hot, like my eyeballs were turning red. Xterra, I grow Thai peppers, then grind them into powder. It's so freaking hot, it gives me heartburn with just a tiny amount. We'll use in garden to keep pests away. Yeah, Xterra. I believe it. Bobby Nagasaki. Yeah, I know, but if Twitch or something thinks I'm saying something else, who knows what the discipline will be. Sam. Probably like 8 o'clock. Maybe a little bit later. Enter user, the Weenie 500 highlights. Slaw Dog wins it with the photo finish over Chai Dog. I don't know what you're talking about, enter user. I have no idea. Hey, thank you for being here, Dusto. Don't work too hard and enjoy your weekend. I wish I could remember what that hot sauce was called yesterday that we had. It was so hot. It was called something weird. It was something I've never even heard of before. All right, hooligans, we're gonna do the thing. Well, we got to do it official. We got to do it all official. Like, let me get my ponytail all ready, just as our forefathers wanted. Right? You can just get me style in here. Bang. Yeah, like that. All right, it's time to do the thing, hooligans. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Let me get my stuff all straight now. I'm looking rough. Come on, Klaus Daniels, you got to stand up. All right. Just fix this real quick. All right, hooligans. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we did the thing. All right, hooligans, we're going to read through one last time just to make sure no hooligans are left behind. But we are wrapping this up. Of course, we are going to be doing a raid over on Rumble. So you hooligans over on Rumble, just hang out for a second so we can do the raid. But like I said, we're going to read through. How can we do this? Let me see. We'll play this. We're going to read through, and then we're going to raid this guy right here. This is High Castle. I have no idea what he's talking about, but that's okay. He could use some extra views and some love here. Russell, love the wig. I do too. Thank you so much, Tori Wayne, for the wig. Captain Seamus, Scottish bonnet. Yes, that's what it was. I think it was Scotch bonnet. Yes, and it was so hot. That hot sauce was so hot. Thank you for reminding me, Captain Seamus. Scotch bonnet hot sauce yesterday. Zero at the Indy 500, the Wiener Mobiles race for $150,000 cash prize. That's badass. MU, yeah, Scotch bonnet. You knew. You guys knew. I can't remember anything. Saved my life. Children Care Klaus is in love every day. I see what you're saying, enter user. It's badass. Thank you, Pumpkin. Much love to you. Proud Patriot Girly, thank you for joining us over here on Rumble. Hold on, let me see here. We'll let the chat run for a second. Since you guys like being on the screen. You say that until somebody puts you on camera. Then all that anxiety kicks in. 5 years. We're getting close to it. Next week, a week from tomorrow, will be 5 years. We've been live streaming almost every day, and every time I sit my ass in front of the camera, I have a panic attack. I do. I have 2 hours and 34 minutes. I've been having a panic attack. That's how it goes. I will forever have stage fright. Efo, no ice cream sandwich. Yeah, see, I need to invest in ice cream sandwiches or we're going to be tasting hot sauce. Thank you for being here, Vinny C. Enjoy your weekend. All right, hooligans, we're going to do this raid. Let's do the thing. All right. Okay, this should work. We'll turn his audio on. See what he says. He's going to be like, who the hell's this guy? That's... It's going to be shitting on us. I don't know. You know, Nothing surprises me at this point. Let's put them full screen and let's see if we can see the chat and all that. All right, let's take a listen here.
What do I do when I feel like this or that or the other thing? Appreciate the raid from Jeff Mack on Rumble. Really do appreciate the raid. I'll have to check your channel out. I appreciate it. Shouts to everybody tonight that's coming in.
This guy is way cooler than me. He's way cooler than I am.
Just before. Let's see here. Who's this Jeff Mack?
He's so calm.
Let's pull him up.
Tori Wayne, I always panic if I have to speak in front of people. High school sucked. Yeah. It's worth it with you guys, though. Look at all you hooligans showing love in the chat. You guys are badass.
Yeah, appreciate the raid from this Jeff Mack person. Give him a follow. Follow him on the other account when I'm signed in. Coffee with the Hooligans. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for the kind gesture. What we're talking about is
all right, badass. Got that raid rolling. Appreciate all of you hooligans. Thank you, Zero, for suggesting them for the raid there. They're pretty appreciative of it. I'm not sure if they were talking about something serious or not, but either way, I hope they enjoy their live. We are wrapping this up. I appreciate all of you guys being here, covering the news and keeping things festive. Hopefully I see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's Free Speech Saturdays, Coffee with Hooligans. So like I said earlier, we're not going to be live on Twitch or YouTube because we don't have time for their commie community guidelines. So if you watch on those platforms, use the Linktree link in the description in order to find your way to a better platform. I appreciate all of you guys being here. I'm going to find some good food. I hope you do the same. If I don't see you tomorrow for Free Speech Saturday, enjoy your holiday weekend. Go cook out. Go have fun. Celebrate the festivities and all of that. Acknowledge the holiday as you should. I appreciate all of you guys being here. I feel like there was something else I was supposed to say, and I can't remember what it is. Either way, I think we're good to go. Go get yourself a membership for jeffmaclive.com so you can join us in the voice chat in like 30 minutes. It's a lot of fun. I swear. Go check it out. Either way, I appreciate all of you hooligans. Thank you guys for being here. Like I said, enjoy your weekend. And stay safe out there. Those crazies, they're out there. Either way, I will see you guys tomorrow. Huge shout out to everyone that made donations, joined the membership programs, or purchased any merch. I really appreciate all of you hooligans. And I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much for all your support, and I'll see you on the next live. Until then, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.